What's going on? It's your dog Art Man, the Great, and we're back with another boxing conversation. But this morning I'm going live just to talk about some things that's been on my mind, man. I know everybody, they're still talking about this Tank versus Paul shit, but that type of shit just it opened my mind. It made me realize, like, yo, if this guy fights Jake Paul, or when he fights Jake Paul, we might as well kiss that Shakur Stevenson Tank fight goodbye. That shit's done. Unless Tank is fighting at 135 against Jake Paul, which I don't see happening. But man, like this type of shit, I don't know. I don't know what to expect. Says salute from West Australia. Shout out to my dude Sam Seals out there in Australia. Says salute Art Man. Yeah, shout out to the right chat, man. Hold on, let me show y'all what I'm doing this morning. Let me show y'all what I am doing this morning. I'm working on some artwork. Hold on. Yeah. Yeah, this is what I'm doing right here, making this fire illustration of Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez. Sound real for Jake Paul to knock out Tank? Nah, I'm not rooting for Jake Paul, but I'm not supporting this shit. I'm sorry. I'm not supporting this shit. There's a lot of shit we can boycott, and this is probably one of the shits that niggas can boycott. I'm not supporting, but of course I'm gonna watch it because I'm a boxing fan, and Tank is, superstar boxer. So for him to be involved in this type of shit, of course niggas are gonna tune in. But it's weird though, man. Super weird. But yeah, anyways, he kind of like now people are pulling up footage and shit like that. Tank, he's been hinting towards this shit for a little minute, man. What's his name? The guy, Dan, whatever, Dan something, one of the boxing media guy. He posted an old clip of, but right before the Roach fight, and he's talking to the guy, and Tank is like, "Yeah, I got an announcement. I'm gonna announce a fight after. I'm gonna announce a fight after the Roach fight." But the thing is, what what was negative, man? They didn't expect Roach to. They didn't expect Roach to fucking come at Tank like that. They thought Tank was gonna wash dude. I mean, who wouldn't? Everybody expected this was supposed to be like a tune-up fight. Tank was supposed to go in there and wash this guy Roach. Said it was good. Can't get who? Oh, you talking about what's that's how what's I know you talking about. Yeah, you says that's not really weird if you see how he been acting for 5 years. Yeah, it's not really. That's why I'm not over here like super surprised. But now it's like, damn, I didn't know that nigga was that reality was gonna hit niggas like this. I ain't know reality was gonna hit niggas like this. Yeah, I ain't know it was gonna be like this. Not at all. But this is boxing. So said Tank fans is what made. Yeah, it's really about Tank fans too that made it worse. And what's these niggas is making it worse today. Cause what what these niggas is saying now? These niggas just talking about his fucking his money he get in the bag and this type of shit. This shit's weird, bro. Super weird. Yeah, these niggas, man, for years they told us that Tank, he's gonna beat this guy, he's gonna beat this guy. And then he's fighting Jake Paul. Where we do this at, man? You fighting fucking Jake Paul, man. I'm still trying to like process this shit. But I don't know, man. What y'all think? Shout out to my dude, hard hitter, Mr. 503 Lion. So I hope Jake Paul comes with all the dope they can. Look, these niggas got no shame, bro. And everybody just trying to hit us with the, well, he getting the bag, we getting the bag. Bro, we are not getting any of that bag. As boxing fans, do y'all not understand we're asked out? We're asked out right now. We don't have shit. We don't have nothing. We don't have no Tank versus Shakur Stevenson, Tank versus Devin Haney, even Tank versus Keyshawn Davis. Yeah, my bad. I don't know what happened to my sound. Can y'all hear me now? Can y'all hear me now? Can y'all hear me now? Got me sounding like what's his name from Sprint or now Verizon. Say you good. Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. But anyways, look, I'm just sitting back thinking like, dog, we're not getting Devin Haney versus Javante Davis. We're never getting those type of fights ever. We might as well stop talking about it. This guy's fighting. He's rumored to be fighting Jake Paul for me at 190 pounds. Nigga, that's crazy. 190 pounds? Ain't no fucking way, dog. Ain't no fucking way, bro. Tank, please tell me you're lying. You're joking. That is a Tank fan. I haven't hit him up yet. And I'm pretty sure when he hear this news, he probably gonna be like, well, he getting this money. He gonna probably hit him with the he's getting his money shit. But he probably gonna let me know that, hey, he not like that. He not like Mayweather. I can already hear my pops telling me right now. Because my pops is a big Mayweather fan. And that's how, that's how a lot of black fans became fans of Javante Davis because he had that Floyd Mayweather cosign. Bro, you got fucking TBE promoting you. TBE is your promoter. And this is before, the bad reputation of Floyd being a terrible promoter. But he wasn't terrible to what's his name? Javante Davis, man. He was really trying to promote this kid. And he did. And he gave him that fucking stimulus package, man. We were rocking with him. But now it's to a point where it's like, it's hard to keep on fucking with that shit, man. Because we wanted him to be like the next Floyd Mayweather. Not be Floyd Mayweather, but be something like that, like fighting champions and shit like that. Niggas ain't doing that shit. Niggas said, fuck us. Fuck the fans. Fuck us. And I get it. Get your money. Definitely get your money, but make it seem like niggas was wasting time arguing with the fans. Said he gonna hit him with that back of his head. Tank gonna be crying all fight. Like, dog, you was complaining about Roach hitting you in your eye. Nigga, you about to fight this fucking white boy that's not even gonna follow the rules. It's just crazy. These niggas caught comparing Tank to Muhammad Ali. That's just fucking crazy. Talking about, well, Muhammad Ali did this and did that. Like, nigga, what we talking about here? Anyways, man, I'm ready for fucking Brian Norman versus Devin Haney Jr. Brian Norman Jr. versus Devin Haney. That's what I'm waiting for. A lot of people talking about some bullshit when it comes to Devin Haney. Talking about his baby mama drama and all that shit. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit, man. I just care about the fucking fight. That's gonna be a good fight. Brian Norman versus Dev. That's a fight that we should all be getting up behind because this guy's gonna be fighting for a belt in a whole new weight class, welterweight. He said it's actually Floyd's fault Tank is acting like this. It's the very reason Tank saying belts don't fucking matter. Hey, I get it. But if I get it. They're tricking the system. Basically, they're not they're not gonna go into this fight game shit like how Floyd had to do. Floyd had to fight those names to get recognition. You know, he had to fight these guys. I seen something like that. I actually seen something like that when they said that this guy Roach got some step aside money. Hey, here's my thing. Look, and I made a post about it today. I said if this is true, if that's the case that Roach did get step aside money, then I can't be out here saying that Tank is a duck towards the Roach action because niggas just got in where they fit in. Nigga, that's money. I get it. I totally understand. I'm a hustler. That's why I'm up right now because I have to fucking work. So I get it. I totally understand that shit. But I'm definitely gonna keep on calling him a duck and say he ducked Devin Haney though. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna definitely say he ducked Devin Haney. Let me switch to my iPad. Let me take a little break from this art real quick. Let me chop it up with the family so we can cook. Hold on one second. Yeah, if Roach, you taking step aside money. I can't be out here riding with that shit. If you saying that, nah, then because I seen some shit with this niggas in the club. He got some a sign with the sparkles and shit. With the sparkles and shit talking about some, yeah, Tank duck me. Nah, nigga, if that's the case, you shouldn't have taken no damn step aside money. If you take a step aside money, you can't be out here talking about niggas is ducking you. Yeah, my bad. Switch to my iPad real quick because I want to chop it up with the family. Let me take a little break. I've been drawing since like 6 a.m. So let me take a little break. If Roach took some step aside money, I can't really call him I can't talk I can't just me just being real, I can't call Tank a duck because nigga, if Netflix gave you a check, nigga, you shouldn't be out here with no signs. But that hasn't been confirmed. It hasn't been confirmed that he actually got a check. Say you clearly Tank fan if you saying Tank never ducked Haney. Haney became undisputed Tank's weight class. Yeah. Yeah. And I made a point about that. Shout out to my dude Black Jericho. I definitely made a point about that. I said, dude, how does somebody fight in your weight class and collect all the belts while you're there? And you ain't see this man, he didn't get a contract from you. He didn't send you a contract. It was nothing. Nothing never happened. But you're the A side though. So nothing never happened. That means you went out there, you avoided that nigga. That's what it is. Tank avoided Devin Haney. I don't want to hear no, oh well, niggas just didn't cross paths. Nah, nigga, he's in your whole weight class, nigga, collecting belts. And you're his mandatory. You're not just some up and coming fighter. No, nigga, you're a top contender for his belt, his mandatory. And you ain't never pushed the issue. But you fought Rolly, you fought Pitbull Cruz, you fought Hugo Ruiz, you fought who else? Ryan Garcia, Gamboa. You fought all these niggas, but you ain't fight the man at 135 with all the belts. Yeah, my dude Drico, you know it's a good man. Shout out to my dude Drake out there in NYC. Yeah, nigga, you know it. You know it. How somebody in your division? That's like Drico. That's like somebody being in your. Let's say you selling. Not saying Drico's involved with any of this shit, but just saying you out here on the corner and you slanging some shit. You know what I'm saying? You slanging you know what I'm saying? You slanging whatever. But then you getting your money. But then there's a nigga that just pop up and he on your block too, and he making all the cash. You don't see this nigga making cash. You ain't gonna ask this nigga what's up with you? What you doing on my block? You just gonna let him make all this money on your block and you ain't gonna say nothing? That's basically what it is in my eyes. This nigga went on your block and cashed the fuck out, and then you ain't do shit about it. But you made your paper though. But you ain't do shit about it. You just say, you know, I'm just gonna stick over here. Turkey got old money, oil money, way bigger than Netflix. Nigga, Turkey, they doing Netflix deal with Turkey right now. A Devin Haney fight versus fucking Tank could have been on Netflix. Crawford versus Canelo's on Netflix. We don't know. Man, Tank fans want to act like this nigga's some broke nigga and he can't attract fans or something. No, nigga. If Tank fights, people are gonna go watch it, right? You don't think people would want to watch Devin Haney versus Javante Davis after all the shit these niggas been talking for years? Man, all of a sudden you let these niggas talk, tell it, Tank some broke ass up and coming fighter now. and he just needs a bag. He just needs this check because he don't got no other options. What? Come on, man. He said this exhibition makes you respect Devin Shakur shit and even T.O. even more. Yeah, it does. But who's to say them niggas wouldn't do the same if they had the opportunity? Now that's how I'm looking at it now. Because I see Shakur, he low key. I'm not seeing these guys diss the fight. They basically looking at it like, whatever. Because this is life changing money. $100 million. That's life changing money. So I get it. I get it. I definitely do. But it's just weird. Boxing is in a weird space right now. It's in a really weird space right now because the hustler in me, I can't get mad at Tank and his decision. I can't. But I'm feeling a little conflicted because I'm also a big boxing fan. So it's like, I don't give a fuck about no Jake Paul, nigga. I want to see Tank versus Haney. The niggas, bro, I've been watching these niggas come up since like 2015, 2014 type shit. So for this to see it play out like this, it's whack. It's super whack. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the main subject, man, which is Tank, Shakur, Devin Haney, man. I've been watching these niggas for years, bro. I am 30 years old now. I've been watching these niggas since I was like, what, fucking 20, 21 type shit. Just watching these niggas, seeing them fucking grow as boxers. I just told Devin online. I'm like, man, I ain't gonna lie. I became a fan of you because I seen you when you're like 16 fighting on YouTube and shit like that. Fighting on these YouTube cards. You know what I'm saying? Going to Mexico or whatever. Not YouTube cards, but putting his fights on YouTube. Fighting in Mexico. And around that same time, I'm seeing Shakur Stevenson in the Olympics. And I'm seeing Javante Davis getting promoted by Floyd Mayweather. So I'm like, yeah, nigga, I'm rocking with these young black fighters. Of course, come on, man. Niggas want to say, "Who are man? It's just pro black." Of course, I've been rocking with these young black fighters for a long time. So I'm peeping and I'm watching it, and I'm saying, man, when these guys fight, it's gonna be magic. This is gonna be like some Tommy Hearns, Sugar Ray Leonard, Hagler type of shit, man. Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier type of, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna love it. I can't wait, man. You couldn't tell me 10 years later. You know what I'm saying? These niggas, one fighter gets cheated by a fucking racist Mexican and everybody's celebrating the shit. The other fighter, Shakur Stevenson, you know what I'm saying? They calling him pillow fisting and all this shit and all this whack ass bullshit saying he's a runner and all this shit. And then Javante Davis, the nigga that's promoted by Floyd, was promoted by Floyd, is fighting some white boy on Netflix. Like, what we talking about? Not no real boxer either. Shit's weird. You couldn't tell me this shit was gonna play out like this. But I've been watching these guys' career, and I started gravitating towards Devin Haney more because I've seen that he was actually doing the shit that I expected, like niggas to try to challenge themselves and fight champions and fight elite level guys and shit like that. You know? But I ain't think it was gonna play out like this. I ain't that Ryan Garcia cheating shit, that shit threw me for a curveball. For real, for real. And even with Shakur Stevenson, I thought Shakur Stevenson was gonna be a lot bigger than what he is right now. The way Shakur Stevenson was being like mentioned back in the early days when he first came out, like you would have think that this nigga was gonna be like super big, but he just ended up being a just super skilled fighter that gets a lot of hate. Yeah, boxing is in a weird spot right now. But Dev is still doing what I want him to do, which is fighting guys who people say can beat him, like Brian Norman Jr. Man, let me play that clip. Hey, niggas is getting mad over this clip of Devin Haney, but you can tell that he's telling the truth. He's definitely telling the truth because a lot of people can understand this. Listen to this shit.
I know everybody. I'm a fighter. I know everybody. I never heard of him. I didn't know. I know everybody. I'm a fighter. I know everybody, and I'm actually watch boxing. But the last guy, I genuinely did not know who he was. So you're saying in the eye test? What does the eye test tell you, that he's good, or it's just maybe it's his opponents? I think that you put Teofimo in with those guys. Teofimo do the same thing. Mm-hmm. You put anybody in there with those same guys, you're gonna do the same thing. I never heard of any of these guys. Right. So I've been doing this. I've been doing this at the highest level for how long? I just don't know the guys that he's beat. It's hard. It's
Hey, and the fans been mad at Devin for saying that. No, it's some real shit. We don't know who the fuck Norman beat. He's been on that top rank diet. And speaking of top rank fucking diet, the man signed an extension with top rank before top rank can even. Top rank don't even have a fucking home. Top rank is homeless right now. Top rank is homeless right now. And this nigga signed an extension. Nigga, if he loses or when he loses to Devin Haney, he's still gonna be on top rank. Man, I gotta question Brian Norman's his actions because I like Brian Norman. And since he's a new upcoming boxer that we should be paying attention to, I gotta give him the same talk that I gave everybody who was black who re-signed with motherfucking top rank. What do you guys see in top rank? Floyd Mayweather. Several other fighters said, man, I cannot fuck. Floyd Mayweather, Crawford. Crawford sued top rank because of racial discrimination, man. What is going on here? Top rank literally held back some of their black fighters' careers, bro. Purposely did this shit. They don't even have a home right now. And you signed an extension with them? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they paying them well. I don't know, man. That's just crazy. But let's talk about it though. Because what if Norman beats Devin Haney, right? Nigga, sky can be the fucking limit. You could be fighting turkey cards and all that shit without giving a percentage to top rank. I don't know, man. I just don't know. Going right back on the shelf, man. Look, if he loses to Devin or when he loses to Devin, man, however y'all see it, man. If it doesn't go in his favor, dog, I'm gonna just tell you right now, it's gonna be looking real crazy over there on top rank. It's gonna be looking real crazy over here on top rank. Jake Paul had 12 fights and Norman had 12 fights. Jake's resume is better. This nigga Jake has Mike Tyson and Javante Davis on his fucking resume. That's like a combined, what, 60 KOs? That's like a combined 60, 70 KOs? The fuck? This shit's crazy, man. This shit's super crazy. Hold the fucking phone. This nigga talking on too greasy. Somebody in my comment section talking greasy. Not on YouTube, but on Twitter. I want to get this nigga on the microphone. I just sent them the link. I want this brother to chime in on this. But yeah, man, this boxing is just in a crazy space right now because there's boxers that want to critique, but they don't really want to critique because it's like, damn, I kind of want some paper too, like that. I don't know. We should see how this shit goes. Maybe we should just sit back and just watch it. Watch how this shit play out. Maybe we should just sit back and watch how this shit play out because we don't know how this shit's gonna change boxing. I do like the fact that boxing is on Netflix though, but at what sacrifice though? Is the sacrifice going to be that our sport's going to die out, and everything's going to be a circus fight? Boxing is in a crazy spot right now, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's motherfucking Tank versus Jake Paul, and they put Roach versus somebody on the undercard. Man, they got this man Roach paid. If that's just true about that if this is true about Roach getting step aside money, this shit is crazy. I'm not gonna lie. So Texas sound like hey, taking this motherfucking money, bro. He's getting this money, but nigga, that's just crazy, dog. If I'm Roach and they pay me 10 million step aside, I'll take it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'll take that shit. So it makes me really think, like, man, what the fuck is going on?
Not my first prayer.
Hold on. Somebody type in some bullshit. Say Tech isn't going to the Hall of Fame. He probably still will go to the Hall of Fame. He probably still will go to the Hall of Fame. Nigga, they put Sylvester Stallone in the fucking Hall of Fame. It's up from there. But you know, when you black, they might try to shit on you for a couple years. Nah, nah. But you know, who knows? Who knows? They might put that nigga on the Hall of Fame. I don't know, man. His career is not over, so I can't really gauge it. But if what we're saying is true, he might retire after this fight. Then I don't know how will we really rate his career. His biggest win was well, who's his biggest win? Pedraza, Ryan Garcia, Leo Santa Cruz, um, Rolly. I mean, the best win. What would be his best win? What's Tank's best win? Mario Barrios? I don't know. His best win was Ryan Garcia. Yeah, I think that just might be his best win, Ryan Garcia. Because has Tank fought another champion? Has Tank fought a champion and beat that champion for his belt at 135 ever? I don't think so. It said if he would have lost to Ryan, he would have been cooked. No, yeah, for real, for real. Said best win was Ryan because you can't lose to that guy. Yep. Said nope. He got his belt from Devin, like some hand me down clothes. Said Tank ain't getting in the Hall of Fame, bro. Shh. I know that's just crazy. Me personally, I wouldn't have left him in the Hall of Fame. I wouldn't vote for him to be in the Hall of Fame. I wouldn't because I ain't gonna lie. This the whole not fighting Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney thing. That shit don't sit well with me. It doesn't sit well with me because your whole entire career, I thought that you were like pushing shit off because one day you're gonna fight them, and that day was gonna be around this time right now, like the time where he's 30 years old. I thought that this was gonna be the time where he does that, where he fights Shakur or Devin Haney. But even after Devin Haney getting cheated to Ryan Garcia, he still doesn't want to fight him. Nigga, to see your op look vulnerable, why wouldn't you wanna why wouldn't you wanna fucking jump on that? Man, Javante Davis got beat up by a 6-year-old Devin Haney. And he just gonna let that shit ride forever. He's not gonna get his get back. He's just gonna let that shit ride forever, bro. I don't know. See, I love boxing. This is disrespectful how you not finding these guys. Like, nah, real shit. That's my point. The whole month you niggas can't hit me with the oh y'all you just mad another nigga getting money. Nah. Not at all. Not at all. I ain't mad at him getting money. The fuck I'm gonna be mad about him getting money? That has nothing. I'm gonna just keep on saying this. That shit has nothing to do with me, and that shit has nothing to do with you as a boxing fan. Tank would rather threaten Roach kids than fight him again. That fight was too close for Tank. It was too close for him. Roach went in there and he fucked up the bag or the plan. Not the bag because Tank got the bag, but he fucked up the plan. Tank was supposed to go into this motherfucking he's supposed to go into this Jake Paul fight, with a picture of him doing a backflip over fucking Roach. Now Netflix, when they promote this fight, they gonna be showing clips from the Frank Martin fight and Leo Santa Cruz and shit. They gonna skip over this fucking Roach fight. This is some fucking nasty work, dog. This is some fucking nasty fucking work, man. It's just crazy, bro. They just niggas just gonna act like that March 1st, 2025 fight just never happened. They gonna act like that shit never happened. And that's low key, that's wild. Said we not mad, we don't care. We just want to see the best fighting the best. That's it. That's all I want to see is the best fighting the best. No, some real shit. Black Jericho, you hear me? Bro, do you hear me, nigga? They're gonna skip over the Roach fight. They're just gonna act like that shit just never even fucking happened, dog. They just gonna. I can already see it now. The promotion for this fight, they gonna show the Frank Martin highlight. They gonna show extra 4K footage of the Frank Martin fight. Nigga, they gonna skip right over this Roach fight like that shit never even fucking happened. Mm, mm. Yes, my good brother Blunt Boxing. This is the man I've been waiting for.
But
What's your thoughts, man? What's your thoughts on this whole Jake Paul Tank shit? Because I know it kind of caught you off guard a little bit. What's your thoughts? It didn't catch you off guard?
can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was gonna say I wouldn't say it caught me off guard for real because you kind of been hearing about it already. You see, he was at the fight shit. I didn't think it was gonna happen, but I can't say I was surprised though. You know what I mean?
But now you know them fights is over. Shakur, Haney, them shits is never happening. You know that, right?
I mean, I can't be 100% sure of that, but that do it does take the likelihood away though. You dig what I'm saying? It does take
And
the
and that and
likelihood away.
that's my only problem. I don't care about him getting the bag because nigga, I'm a hustler. I don't care if a nigga get some money. I want to get some money too. What you talking about? But hey, as a boxing fan, to be hyped up all these years thinking eventually these niggas is gonna fight, and that's just not happening. It's crazy, man. You know, it's rumored that this fight is gonna take place at 190 pounds.
Jesus.
That's just nuts.
I mean, it's a but keep in mind it's an exhibition. You feel me? So means it ain't a real fight. Like I say, this ain't some shit I'm happy about. I ain't finna act like I'm one of them. Oh yeah, Tank, I'm rooting. It's just like I feel it though. I can't, and that's why that's the question I posed to you. Like niggas talking, but ain't no nigga turning down that fight, bro. And niggas can talk a mile a minute, and it's unfortunate for us as the fans because we don't get a piece of this, so it ain't shit for us to care about. But I'm talking about if you were in his shoes.
Right. Niggas talking about some well, at least he getting the bag. He getting the bag. What we getting out of this shit, man? Not a damn thing.
Yeah, see, when I said this, I'm putting it in if the shoe was on, if if you was in his shoes type shit, like it would be a
Duh.
no-brainer for
I know
everybody.
a
But
no brainer, but here's my thing though. I low key, I'm gonna give Tank a little slack because because with that shit with the if Roach really took step aside money, then I can't call it a duck. If Roach took step aside money, I can't call it a duck.
I mean, he if they had a contract in place, he must have took some step aside money because I mean I don't know how them contracts work like that because even when I quoted the question to somebody I know with the retirement talks I be hearing like if a motherfucker signed to a contract can they retire like you know what I'm saying like that's just I don't know don't you have an obligation to fulfill so I don't be knowing how that shit
You probably can retire, but you probably owe the company. You'll
right
probably have to pay the company. It's like buying out on a fucking cell phone or something. It's like saying, "Oh, I
yeah
don't want to be with T-Mobile," but you still owe some money, nigga. You signed a contract.
yeah safe to say but like I say this is a circus man welcome to the circus man
I
like
know,
this shit
and that's why I said I can't really be too hard on folks because I really don't know what's gonna happen after this shit. This is just some totally new shit. We've never seen no shit like this before in boxing.
yeah not in their prime.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that not in a prime. We seen it with Floyd after, but not. See, I'm not gonna lie. That Floyd McGregor shit. Now that shit was fire. That was fire because Floyd was retired. You got the fucking white UFC boxer. You know what I'm saying? And then you got the UFC guy. And then you got the Black American legend who's retired. You know what I'm saying? That's easy. That's easy money right there. You can sell that. But now you got a guy in this prime. Instead of fighting his peers, he's fighting the circus act. Psh, come on, man.
Yeah, yeah, I can't argue nothing you saying right there. It is disappointing as a fan because we not getting these classic bouts that we was hoping to get right now. But I can't say that it's over with, and I don't know. But what I will say though is if
this is a silver lining to the cloud. If he can make the most of this moment and bring it back to boxing, I feel like it's good for exposure. You know what I'm saying? Especially with what Turkey doing and shit like that. Like this the best bet as far as exposure American boxing can get. You feel me? So if he can make good and don't retire and actually fight Shakur and fight some other motherfuckers after
This shit
this,
should be a. This shit should. Jake Paul should come down to 190 and Tank should stay at 135.
fuck nah. Tank probably fat ass probably walk around at one.
Oh, not 135, but like a decent weight, like a 140. You know what I'm saying? 145, 150. Nothing crazy like no 190. Cause nigga, Tank is a short dude. I'm a short dude. Nigga, even on my worst day, nigga, without working out and eating junk food, the biggest I weigh is fucking 170,
I
110.
was just finna say 155 or 160 wouldn't sound
Yeah,
extreme. Like,
but nigga, I can imagine nigga me coming in at 190. What?
nah,
Nigga,
Tank ain't
me and
coming
Tank
in.
around the same height, but I'm a little bit taller than Tank. But nigga, I couldn't imagine me being 190, bro. You know how sluggish I'll be. You know
I
how
don't think.
sluggish
Yeah.
Tank will be.
Yo, they actually trying to have a fight at 175. They trying to make this a real sanctioned fight. So Jake Paul trying to make 175 so it can be official. But a couple things, bro, like I'm not shocked at all, bro. Tank Davis been showing us what he really is for years now, bro. And for all the people, they got a lot of people, the politically correct things to say is, oh man, we have to respect greatness. And if you say anything bad about him, you're a casual. But the truth is, bro, Tank Davis is a good fighter, but Tank Davis is not a great fighter. Tank Davis has never shown us he was a great fighter because to prove you're a great fighter, you have to beat another great fighter or at least step in the ring with a great fighter so we can gauge your skills against a great fighter. Tank Davis has never been in a 50-50 fight in his career. Lamar Roach was not supposed to be a 50-50 fight, but guess what we saw when they stepped in the ring? A guy that we look at as a B-plus fighter was actually his equal. So what does that tell you? That may be his actual skill set, and that's why he haven't fought the likes of a Shakur Stevenson or a Devin Haney or a Vasily Lomachenko or even a Teofimo Lopez. This guy has never wanted those type of fights throughout his career, and we've been hearing it over and over again. Even in sparring, you heard that anybody that steps in the ring and gives him a challenge, he crumbles mentally. Crumbles. Because he has never been the fighter that they told us he was. Never. Him fighting Jake Paul right now is on par for what he said he was going to do. This man is 30 years old, has never had a 50-50 fight. And for all the people that thought and they bought that shit for years that, yeah, I'm going to do it. Oh, I'm just taking money right now. And then eventually I'm going to fight the type guys. Let me tell you something about human nature and athletes. Athletes don't wait till they're 30 and then test themselves against the very best competition available. That goes against the nature of an athlete. Athletes fight the best people when they are young in their physical prime. They don't wait until they're reaching 30 and then they finally decide, I'm going to challenge myself now. That is not how it works. Tank Davis is doing exactly what I saw him doing.
I
Yeah.
know, and it's just sad. For all these years we've been waiting for this shit, just for this nigga not to fight the guys that we've been waiting for years for him to fight. That's crazy.
Who
I don't.
knows though, man? He might
I,
fight these motherfuckers later. He just getting some money, and but like I said, I hate Tank bitch ass, but he still
but
could
we
fight
don't know. We don't.
Shakur
The
and
fact
shit.
that we gotta wait this long and now it's up in the air from here, nigga. Ain't no telling if he bro. Let's be real. You just fought a nigga for $100 million, right? Jake Paul on Netflix in a circus fight, and these niggas is active fighting champions and shit like that. You really think this nigga gonna be eager to jump into a match with them niggas fresh off of fights up against real
But I don't
fighters?
know, man. It
Hell
depends
no.
if he need the money. If he need the money, shit. Like we don't
No,
know.
he's not
Tank
gonna
might
need the
be a
money. He's not
terrible.
gonna need the money.
We don't know that. Man. We don't know that. Like we don't know, man. That nigga never had money growing up. When you come into some money, that shit is not as easy as people think it is to manage that shit. Like Tank can be a nigga giving money to here, and here. Like who
Steady
knows?
getting
Bro,
caught
but
up in
the
court
thing
cases
is,
and shit. You
it's a
never know.
mindset. It's a mindset, bro. Because I mean, that argument, bro, that people use, oh, he from the street, he never had nothing. You know who else never had nothing? Mike Tyson. But look at his resume.
He lost all his money.
But guess what he did though? But guess what? But guess what Tyson did though? Even when he was at the height of his career with money, Tyson was fighting the best competition available. It's a mindset.
But I'm gonna keep to Tank credit, dog. You can't act like he didn't fight nobody. Now, like a great guy, a 50-50 fight, you right about that. But to act like he ain't fought nobody is kind of a little extreme. But he said that he not. Well,
what standard you holding him to though?
Right. Like what?
Huh?
Like, who has he fought? That's like a big name, like a big.
Because if you saying that he has been in a fight with decent fighters, they all have, bro. They all pro fighters. Don't get it twisted.
Right.
Ryan Garcia did good work against Luke Campbell, knocked the man out, and had good fights. Y'all act like Ryan was a bum when he fought him, but he wasn't though. He was undefeated. Like he wasn't a bum. Like
who was Luke Campbell?
It's hard. If Frank Martin wasn't a bum, Barrios obviously is not a bum. Like, you know what I mean? It's just hard to.
He drained both of those guys. He weight drained both of those guys before he fought them. Frank Martin was weight drained, and so was Ryan Garcia.
Signed the contract. You come in and wait. It's game time.
It don't matter. I'm not talking about the moral. I'm not talking about the moral aspect of it. What I'm telling you is, as a diehard boxing fan, I'm gauging you based off what you showed me. And what you showed me, you are only able to beat the best fighters that they put in front of you when they weight drain.
Ryan wasn't no best fighter. That nigga was just built up to be who everybody think he is, like, and people just.
Well, no, listen, y'all still missing the point. I'm not just talking about the fighter skills, right? What I'm telling you is the totality of what Tank Davis has shown us is that even against his best competition, the ones you can say this guy was dangerous, this guy was able to beat this guy. Frank Martin has skills. Even when you talk about the most talented fighters he's been in the ring with, they were weight drained when Tank beat them.
Frank Martin was weight drained.
Oh, what I'm saying is,
that's why the weigh in, Tank Davis was telling him, look at your ass. Look at your ass. They sunk in. Look at your ass.
I wasn't talking about. I'm saying Ryan Garcia wasn't shit. And Frank Martin, man, the nigga started boxing when he was 17, 18 years old. Like
Barrios,
come on, bro. Barrios, look at Barrios' last few fights. Like, come on, bro. He just went 12 rounds, like a 45, 46-year-old man.
I like Barrios ain't done nothing. Like,
so if you want to use Barrios, right? So if you want, I'm about to deconstruct your argument. So Barrios, right? Let's say Barrios was a threat. Let's say Barrios was a threat because he was bigger than Tank when Tank moved up to fight him. That's the same Tank Davis that moved up to fight Barrios. He skipped fighting Regis Prograis or a real champion, went straight to Barrios because that was the easier touch, and then turned around and told you, I will not go to 140 to fight Devin Haney because he's too big. I'm telling you that Tank Davis has a track record of telling you, I'll fight that guy because he's easy, but I won't fight that guy because he'll beat me up.
Lamar Roach. Thought he was easy.
Yeah. Oh, Devin was too big at 140, but a 175 pounder in Jake Paul is not too big. You know why? Because the 170 pounder in Jake Paul is not a pro fighter.
Tank never said what?
That Devin was too big.
He did say that shit, nigga. He said it.
When?
Nigga, look it up. Just go look it up on Google. You want to ask the exact day and time.
Tank never said that.
Then what was why didn't Tank fight Devin at 140?
But he didn't say that.
Devin tried to stay at 135 for a Tank Davis fight. Devin Haney tried to stay at 135 for a Tank Davis fight. What was the reason that Tank Davis denied Devin Haney once Devin Haney moved up then? Because if Devin Haney moved up and Tank didn't say he was too big, Devin Haney wouldn't have been off the table. So tell me, genius, why is Devin Haney off the table after
what
he went to 140?
Wait, bro.
I didn't say what the man said. I just said what he didn't say.
You can literally go.
So then why is the fight off the table? I'm telling you that the fight was off the table specifically because Devin moved to 140.
I'm saying the man didn't say that.
Bro, he did say that.
When
Devin fought Regis, Tank was doing a whole bunch of tweeting. And you know Tank delete his tweets. Bro, go just do your research. Like, we're not just saying this shit. He said
y'all hard because he didn't say that. A lot of people echoed that and said he was too big, and even the dude Ellis,
I'm gonna find it right now. Fuck
Yeah,
it.
please do. But even his peoples might have said that the dude Kenny Ellis, I think he said it, but Tank never said the dude was too
Nigga,
big.
Kenny Ellis is Tank. That's his
That
trainer.
ain't hit. I'm
That's
just
his
saying.
camp.
But
That's
the
his
All
fight was
people.
clearly off the table after Devin went to
if that's who
140.
you said
All you
would
have
have
to
said
do
it,
is
you would
use
have
your
said that I'm
deductive
right. I just
reasoning
said Tank didn't say
that
it.
the
That's
fight
all I
was
said.
off the table
Y'all take
because
what he
Devin
said.
was at 140. You still ignoring the fact that certain fighters can go to 140 and they not off the table in Tank's eyes, but certain fighters do go to 140 and they are completely off the table because they are too big for him.
Okay, brother. That's how you feel, bro. That's cool. I'm
That's
just
just
saying
what it
that's what the
is.
man said.
That's just what it is.
Okay. You're right, brother.
You know this nigga
Yeah,
deluded.
I know. Because they
The
asked
man
Tank
finna make
Davis,
50 in his life.
would he go back to 140 again? He said, no, I'm not comfortable at 140. After he went to 140 specifically to
And
fight
he fought
Barrios
Sorry.
once
and
there.
not
And he
Regis
fought once
Prograis.
there and
Because
never again.
again, Regis
So he fought
Prograis
once
was
there
too
and never
dangerous at
again, though.
140,
While
but
Haney is
Mario
at
Barrios was not
147.
too dangerous at 140. That's what you want to ignore.
It's the
Okay.
same shit with
I'm
Shakur. Nigga,
ignoring
he'll
it.
fight Connor Ben and everybody and T.O. at 140, but he won't fight Devin.
He ain't fought none of them at 140, so it's cap.
But
He fought Mario Barrios at 140.
One
he's talking
time
about Shakur.
and
But
never
it
fought
don't
there
matter
again.
one time, bro. You
And
still
never
arguing
fought there
against
again.
facts. You still arguing. You
One
trying to
time.
cherry pick the facts.
But I'm
You
just
can't
saying he
cherry
never
pick the
fought
facts
there
with
again.
me.
I'm not arguing nothing, bro. I'm just saying he
Yes,
never
you
fought
is. You
there
talking about
again.
something he did it one
You talking
time.
about
Nigga, he
telling me
did
why
it.
he
He
didn't
did
do
it.
Nigga,
it.
he
I'm just
did it.
saying
What
I
you
ain't
talking
saying
about? He
nothing
did it
for
one
sure.
time.
I just said he fought
He
there
did it
once.
one time.
And
Okay.
that nigga a champion. Like,
You sound like the nigga that's denying your girl cheating on you, man. She only did it one time.
See,
Nigga,
that's
she
what I'm
did it.
saying. You one of them extra niggas who add shit on the
No,
shit.
nigga,
I ain't
I'm
saying
using
none of that
facts, and I'm
shit.
not
You
gonna
just
let you
making up
cherry pick
shit,
the
bro.
facts, man.
What is you talking
You wanna
about?
cherry pick the facts you wanna argue about, nigga. I'm just talking about
Who is
all the facts.
cherry picking the fact? I just said to me, I just state one fact. You go off with this narrative and
No,
blah
you
blah blah.
ignored the
I ain't
fact. You,
defending the
you
nigga.
trying
I
to
ain't
deny,
saying the nigga
man.
shit.
Man, what you mean Tank Davis got picks and chooses at 140? He fought Barrios, but that was just one time.
If you was listening to what I first said, brother, instead of wanting to, what I first said initially was the man has fought decent competition. I even conceded to what you said and said he ain't fought 50-50 competition. So if you was listening thoroughly, brother, instead of just listening to argue back, I was agreeing with you for real. But I just said you can't dismiss who he has fought like he ain't fought nobody. But since you want to dismiss that and create a further narrative, you want to jump off the top rope. But I ain't say all that, bro. I just said what I said, that he fought some decent competition.
But you all right, but you missed the fact that I agree with you, and I didn't completely downplay his competition either, because I told you I think Ryan Garcia at full strength and a Frank Martin at full strength is not a trash competition. I actually think those were the toughest fights. I look at boxing way different than everybody else. Most people tell you Leo Santa Cruz because of the accomplishment. That don't mean shit. Because guess what? A healthy Frank Martin to go in there and beat the hell out of Leo Santa Cruz too. My point to you is when I did see him against the most dangerous competition, he wanted an unfair advantage to fight them too.
And
this nigga said, Kenny Ellis said it, and then Tank said it. This nigga said him fighting Devin is like him fighting David Benavidez. Hold on, I'm trying to find the fucking tweet.
The whole point is listen, bro. I ain't trying to get disrespect this boxing, but my whole thing is, bro, it's 2025 and you still got people making excuses for Tank Davis, bro. That's
Yeah,
where the
man,
frustration
ain't one
comes
of them
from.
though. I'm
don't
just
argue
saying.
against facts.
Yeah, see, I ain't doing none of that though. I ain't one of them take stands and doing all that. I'm just stating that he does have decent competition, but I still can agree that his trajectory ain't about legacy or nothing like that, because he hasn't. You know what I'm saying? And he's even said this in interviews that he ain't chasing that. So it's one.
But he
It's
said he's the best he's the face of boxing. He's the best in the
I
world. He
mean,
done said all
I
this
think
shit.
people crown him that because
He
financially and
said
coach
it.
wise, he does sell out arenas, and like him and Canelo, the one of the few people who do that on a big scale. Like, so I don't know about legacy wise as far as he just beating the best, but as far as just face and recognition, people can say that because it's popularity, bro. But I'm not one of them people. But I'm just saying, I think that's where that stemmed
That just
from. I
goes.
don't know. I don't know
People
nobody who
just want to
crowned
see
the Tank
niggas
that
get
he just a
knocked out.
Hall of Famer, that he didn't ran through the gauntlet of his weight classes, because he hasn't. You know what I'm saying? He just made
Bro,
the
I'm
move.
just looking at the pattern, bro. Look at the pattern of this dude. Now mind you, let's say Tank Davis, okay, because he was. You said you didn't see it, but it's widely known that Tank Davis put a weight clause on Frank Martin and Ryan Garcia. Both of those fighters were drained. But my point to you is, let's say that
No, he
Tank Davis
fought
did
Frank
that.
Martin at 135. Now he
I
did
feel like he
get
would have
Ryan in the
beat them without the
catchweight, but he
claws.
fought
But
Frank at
Let's
135.
It was a rehydration clause on Frank too, though. But my point is, if let's say Tank Davis did that, right? It's cool if Tank Davis had already shown a track record of taking tough fights, fighting the best fighters. That wouldn't have stuck out to me. But the fact that your whole career you avoided all 50-50 fights and it led up to you taking tough fights, in my opinion, and you wanted an advantage on top of it. Bro, y'all ignoring the pattern of Tank Davis. The pattern of Tank Davis is I will not fight nobody that can beat me.
That's a
And if
fact.
I think they on my level, I will make sure that I have an unfair advantage. The first time that Tank Davis called himself trying to cherry pick Roach, but in Roach's defense, I mean, the best thing for Roach is that he had fought Tank so much growing up that their natural skill gap was shortened by his intelligence and knowledge of Tank Davis. That's why the
Let's
fight
not
looked
act
so
like
bad.
Roach was a prospect or a
Man, I feel like that
contender. The
nigga Tank
man was a
lost.
Hey,
champion.
I'm not gonna lie. I like Roach because know what I like about Roach. He bought whatever and he won't smoke. I like him for that. But the truth of the matter is, Roach is a B plus fighter.
He was brought in
Roach
as
done
a
already
cherry
got
pick.
whooped.
Let's be real.
Roach done already got whooped by people that's
The
nobody.
plan was for him to get knocked out by Tank, and Tank was going to go into that Jake Paul fight.
And say fuck Shakur.
Yeah, but Roach had other plans, right? So Tank Davis stepped in the ring with a dog because you know what happened in a fight. The thing about a fight is you always got a chance, and that's what Tank forgot about a fight. Yeah, you can be way better than Roach, but guess what? If he a dog on any night, he can do what he did to you.
I think he just know that nigga Tank. They've been fighting since they was
And I
kids.
feel like Tank was giving him the credit up leading up to the fight. Nobody was hearing it the whole time. He was saying he was going, you know what I'm saying? But, I think people just be so caught up in the stands around Tank that they don't even be hearing dude for real. Dude gave Roach a
That's
lot
just
of
to
credit
sell
leading
his.
up to the
That's just to
fight.
sell the fight, bro. So he can quiet the motherfucking people that's criticizing him. They're like, bro, that's all he doing. Oh, they talking
All
about him.
that's true. All that's
I
true
mean,
at the
but he
same
would, but
time,
but if
bro.
Let me
if he
try and
said it
quell
would be
some
a
of this
difficult
talk and
fight,
chatter.
but if the
That's all
man
he
says
did.
a difficult fight and it proved to be a difficult fight, can you look back and say, damn, he was telling the truth, or was he selling the fight? I mean,
Yeah, I think it's all true. I think it's true that Roach was supposed to be a cherry pick, but I also think it's true that Tank Davis knew from all the sparring they had that he do know Roach got his number. I think all is true. Because I'm telling you, bro, right now, like, all right, I'm gonna give
Man,
y'all an example.
Roach
Shakur
father
Stevenson,
trained
Roach trying to position himself for a Shakur Stevenson fight, right? What I'm trying to tell y'all is I like Roach, but if Roach get in the ring with Shakur Stevenson, he gonna get picked apart and embarrassed. That's the difference between Tank Davis and Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson is going to embarrass Roach, and I like Roach. He's going to embarrass him. Roach told us that he'll move up and fight the winner of David Haney and Brian Norman Jr. Both of them dudes beat the hell out of Lamar Roach. Both of them, Devin Haney and Brian Norman Jr. beat the hell out of him, especially if he called himself moving up. They would beat the hell out of him. Roach can only do what he did to Tank Davis. That's it.
and
And
go
I'm
back
telling
down to
y'all,
130 and
Tank
defend
Davis was never the fighter.
your
Tank Davis
130.
was never the fighter they sold him to be. Because I'm gonna give you an example. If you take somebody like who got power, and they decent. Shit. How I want to say this? Who I want to say? Man, let's say a Brian Norman Jr. Right? Let's say Brian Norman Jr. was moved differently, where he didn't want to fight a Boots Ennis. He didn't want to fight a Devin Haney because I believe Devin gonna beat him. Right now, if you don't believe that, that's cool. We gonna get to see. We don't got to argue about it because we gonna get to see that one. But if you move Brian Norman to where he only fight flat-footed fighters, mostly Hispanics who won't get out the way of his big punch, what do you think is going to happen? Brian Norman Jr. is going to rack up a lot of KOs. Now, what if you combine that with being promoted by Floyd Mayweather as the next big thing, and he's the guy with all the money behind him, all the cachet, and you steady fighting bum after bum after bum who is tailor-made to walk right in front of your big punch? What you have is the majority of people who are casuals would tell you Brian Norman Jr. is the best fighter they've ever seen because they don't know nothing about boxing. That is exactly what happened with Tank Davis. Now, is Tank Davis more skilled than Brian Norman Jr.? I think so. But it's levels to this shit, bro. Tank Davis is a cut above most, but Tank Davis is not on the level of the elites of the elites. He not. He not, bro. He not Devin. He not Shakur. He not Terrence Crawford. He not Jerron Ennis. He is not those guys. Though to me, those are the cream. That's the cream of the crop. He not even Canelo Alvarez.
Don't forget my nigga Laval.
And Bivol, yeah, it's other guys. Bivol,
Yeah, it's other guys.
Benavidez, he one of them guys. It's other guys. I just named people closer to his size.
Right. Yeah, I'll put Benavidez in there.
Like those guys are cream of the crop, bro. These dudes that are consistently good. These are the type of dudes that, let's say you put them against their equals and they lose a fight, they'll come right back and win the next one. What I consider the cream of the crop is the cream of the crop, bro. If you fight them 3 times, you would not beat them 3 times in a row. That's cream of the crop. And I'm telling you right now, if Tank Davis fights somebody like a Shakur Stevenson 3 times in a row, he will lose 3 times in a row unless he knocks Shakur out. But anytime your only path to victory is to knock your opponent unconscious, you're not that good, bro. If that's the only way you can win.
He one-dimensional.
Unless you in the heavyweight division.
Tank ain't one-dimensional, but he's not multi-dimensional.
Tank, it's like when
right.
Tank
That's a good assessment. He's not one-dimensional, but he's not multi-dimensional. That's a good assessment.
When Tank moved up, it's like his punch output just stopped. It got lower.
Right.
That's his style. Shit. He wait for the knockout. He let niggas beat him up until he can find a knockout, which is it's a fucked up style.
Hey, I don't just blame Tank though. I blame all them niggas around him. I blame Leonard Ellaby too. For real. Because I feel like they just kind of coddled him.
Niggas trying to make money. Them niggas said fuck.
Yeah, them niggas said fuck. They said fuck all that other. We already went through them hardships with Floyd. We just gonna go ahead and get this fucking paper.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna tell you what else make me mad about these Tank fans, bro. I've been arguing with them for like over 4 years now, right? And I knew what was going to happen, and now it's here. So for years they kept telling me, man, don't wait. Tank ain't got to move at the beat of your drum. He gonna fight these dudes. He gonna fight them. Hey, you gonna look stupid when he do it. You gonna look stupid when he do it. After a while, I realized, but they was just buying time. All right, man. Everybody on the panel, they was just buying time. They never believed it. They never believed it. So what they gonna do is, I knew what was gonna happen. They never believed it. So when Tank Davis finally showed his true colors, all they was gonna say is, you know what? He had a good career. He made a lot of money. Hey, he deserved to retire, bro. Hey, I enjoyed his fights. That's the only thing that mattered. They was buying time the whole time.
Bro, I felt that shit too. I felt like I never liked Tank, but I was like, bro, he gonna fight them niggas eventually. He just doing it on his time. But now, bro, I don't think that shit gonna ever come to fruition, bro. Like that nigga's weird, man. But I don't know, bro. I was like, man, he might just be doing this shit, fighting this little hype job, nigga. Everybody like, oh, Floyd did it at the end of his career.
What weight y'all think he gonna fight Jake Paul at? Because someone said it's gonna be 195. 190. Somebody said 175.
Depends on how much weight.
And now somebody's trying to argue me that his Tank is gonna come in at 135, like he always do.
I think Tank gonna come in. I think Tank gonna come in like at 140, right? I think that's the heaviest he been. But I think Jake gonna drop down from. I think, bro, they been talking, bro. You know what I'm saying? They don't have animosity. I think Jake right now working on dropping so he can make 175. They want to make this a real sanction fight.
And I can see Tank getting up to 150. Like, Tank a stocky dude. He can get up to 150. Like, I don't know if that'd be the healthiest, but at the same time,
be the dumbest fight of all time.
Not that part too, though.
Just talking about
that part too. Yeah, it's retarded.
You know why I don't think he's gonna do that though? You know why I don't think he's gonna do that though? One of Tank's biggest advantages he have a lot of times is his speed. And if you watch him against Ryan Garcia, that was probably the heaviest Tank was, right? And he was sluggish. He wasn't moving a lot, bro, because that extra weight on Tank, it changes anybody. But Tank Davis not really, Tank Davis really not supposed. He a small dude, bro. Like Tank Davis can probably be a 130 pounder right now. So he even at 135, he walk around a little extra, and that's probably why his punch output.
In his early days, he was fat. That nigga was like,
yeah. What I'm saying, they say Tank will blow up between fights. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I say I don't think 150 out the rim, but I feel at the end of the day, this is a shit circus fight. I can't believe
this shit. I can't believe this shit.
But like I say, as a fan, since I ain't getting none of this paper, I can feel y'all on y'all sentiments. You know what I'm saying? But on some,
is this shit on the
following Tank and hearing what he's saying and hearing his mindset, this right up his alley, bro. Like, and I just hope he just come back, because I'm trying to look at it like, bring some attention back to American boxing and come back and fight these dudes, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this.
How do you go? Bro, I just don't see it. I'm talking to somebody on Twitter right now about this. I'm like, I don't see him fighting Jake Paul and then coming back and fighting fucking Devin Haney or Shakur. Imagine Devin
Why you
Haney
keep
fights
saying Devin Haney? Well, I mean,
because
Why
Devin
would Devin
Shakur
Haney?
is
But
the
again,
fight.
brother, hey brother, hey, check
Devin
this out. Why
Shakur
Haney.
is
would
the
Devin
fight,
Haney be
bro.
off the table though? Why would Devin be off the table if you can fight Jake Paul?
This is an exhibition against a guy who isn't talented in boxing like that. You fighting a real elite fighter. Like you not finna do. I mean, you do what you want to do, but you can see the difference in the approach here. I ain't saying he couldn't fight Devin Haney.
That's
I'm
what I'm
just saying
saying. He's
like
not
let's
gonna
not.
fight that nigga and come back and fight that type of
Nothing.
guy. Hell no.
All right, look,
Shakur
you
is
know
the
what?
fight.
I agree with you, bro.
Shakur is the fight.
Me
Hey,
Shakur is
too.
the fight I would love him to fight for real. Like Devin Haney, I feel like is in a different league, like weight class wise. But I just feel like Shakur is the fight I really want to see him get down on. That's who I feel like would just show. That's the mega fight for me. But I feel y'all on what y'all saying. If he could go up there, he can go up there for that. But you know what I'm saying? It's just
my thing is
we'll
why we
see.
just can't admit this. This is my problem, bro. Like I see what you're saying, right? Logically, you saying that okay, yeah, I can move up to fight Jake Paul. He is not a skilled professional fighter who's been fighting his whole life like Devin Haney, right? Cool. My thing is why we can't admit that when that fight was on the table and that was presented to Tank, and by him saying Devin was too big at 140, he had already fought Barrios at 140. Why we can't admit that he ducked Devin Haney when he didn't want to go fight him at 140?
He was complaining about
Because it's hard. It's hard to say that because Devin Haney, he's the most hated out here.
most hated
Yeah, no
boxer in
doubt. The most
history.
hated boxer, the
It's
greatest
it's
boxer of
it's
all
hard.
time.
It's hard to say. But Dev versus Norman, that's a hell of a fight, man. I can't wait for that shit.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I see a lot of Tank
I
fans.
want
Now,
to
what
hear.
surprised
Hold on,
me?
Judah. I want to hear my brother Bloods boxing real quick on
Oh,
that.
okay.
What you think about that Brian Norman versus Haney fight? Your honest opinion.
I think for real, it's a dope fight. I don't know. I ain't gonna even say I got Devin winning the fight for real, but it's gonna be interesting. Can he stay away from Norman? I don't know. It's different. I don't. That's a good fight. So you ain't hearing me hating on that. You see, when it first got announced, I'm like, that's going right into some smoke right there after Ramirez.
That's super smoke right there.
Yeah, that's smoke right there.
That's better than Ryan Garcia too. To be honest, that's a harder fight because that
It's a
Ryan
big
fight
fight for him to get
after
back
him
on
being
his
off them
race.
heads, and
Is
we
it a
are
harder fight than Ryan?
yeah, it's the harder fight than the Ryan
Hell
fight in
yeah.
my opinion.
Brian done more than Ryan.
You said
Done
is
more, yeah,
Brian? You
yeah,
said Brian a
He's
harder
a
fight than
champion.
Ryan? You
yeah.
Ryan
saying
never
I
been
mean,
a champion.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I'm
I
just
was about
saying.
to say that.
I told y'all, bro, Ryan was built up, bro. That nigga, everybody, that shit make me sick how people really
I can't
think.
even say he was built up the way he did. Luke Campbell was nice to me.
bro?
Luke Campbell
Luke
ain't
Campbell
shit.
ain't nobody either, bro. Like, come on, bro. Like
And
Luke
then,
Campbell ain't
bro,
nobody.
people have been arguing that Ryan has been on fucking PEDs for his last like 10 fights, bro. Because he's
Fact.
always fighting at a catch weight. He can't never make the actual weight.
And
And
he was in Eddie Reynoso camp. He was in Eddie Reynoso camp. Can't forget that.
that nigga wasn't getting no motherfucking drug test until he fought Tank. They said that was his first test. I'm like, God damn. That's why Tank was like, man, hell nah, nigga. We doing Vada, nigga. You cheating, nigga. You fucking juicing. Like, that's why he told him that shit. Like, nigga, we Vada testing, nigga. And then the next after that, he was like, Tank bitch ass. That's why I don't like Tank. How the fuck you expose Ryan for being a cheater? Then when he cheat his next fight, he's not a cheater and
Because
he didn't cheat.
Tank don't
He was a
like
bitch.
Devin Haney
He
for
don't.
that
Yeah,
He
Tank
sparring.
can't stand Devin, bro. Like Tank can't stand Devin, bro.
Bro,
Bro,
y'all
he's a coon
folks don't
ass nigga, bro.
understand that. People just look at that sparring clip and just laugh and shit like that. Folks gotta really understand, like, Floyd Mayweather was there watching this nigga get his ass beat up
Piecing
by
that nigga
fucking
up.
Haney. Right?
Right.
And this is somebody that's your
Piecing that nigga up.
promoter.
And then what bothered Tank, y'all understand, bro? Like another thing, you right, Art, man. But what people don't realize too is the differences in their personality. He hate Devin, but Devin represent everything that Tank is not.
Exactly.
Devin is about all that smoke. Devin don't care if he lose. Devin is the type of nigga that you will beat him up Monday, he'll fight you again Tuesday. Like nothing never happened. Like Devin, that's the exact opposite of Tank Davis.
That little viral clip of what's his
That's
name,
why
Tank
people
talking
don't
right now.
understand, man.
Hold on, let me see if I can find that shit. Where Tank was basically explaining his purpose in boxing. And niggas was like, oh man, how we overlook this. me see if I can find that shit.
So I'm not
Hey,
surprised.
what's going on to the chat, man?
Let's go.
I got Devin Haney stopping Brian Norman, my nigga, in
I was just
7
finna
rounds.
ask for y'all prediction. Yeah,
Ooh,
you got Devin Haney stopping him.
Yeah,
stopping them.
me too.
Ooh.
Me too.
I
Man,
got
when
him
is
That
Devin
stopping
Haney?
TKO?
When
Deb.
the
Hey, is
last
that
time Devin
TKO?
Haney stopped
Hey
anything?
Art, when the
Is
next
that
time you gonna do it
TKO?
live?
Listen,
When
is
the
that TKO or is that a clean knockout?
clean knockout.
I got TKO.
Ooh.
I can't. I
Hot
don't see
take of the
Devin
year.
clean knocking out
Man, I'm gonna
Hot
catch
Brian
y'all
take of the
brothers
Norman.
later,
year.
man. I'm gonna get a haircut, man. I'm gonna catch y'all
I'll
later.
be cool, brother.
Yeah, be smooth.
Yeah, that's the
That's a
hot take
bold
of the
prediction.
year. Yeah, hell
That's a
yeah.
bold prediction, bro. That's a bold prediction. But
Hey,
I do
hey,
have.
hey,
I,
y'all see Dev reposted Brian Norman bag work.
Trash work.
Hey, he's good. Brian Norman's good, but the way he's throwing the bag, it looked like his feet kind of squared up a little bit. When he throw that punch, he leave his head back on the line. His stance is a little too wide too, but I don't know.
And
He
that's
may
why I
People
got
people
Devin.
have criticized him about having a too wide stance before.
his
You know what I'm
stance is
saying? Like,
super wide, and then he be
mhm.
lunging in. I'm like, I don't
I
know that
told you,
lunging in is.
what's the boy name that fought Ali Frazier? Like Frazier, do he do that jumping, stupid ass jumping hop? That's gonna get
right.
his ass knocked out.
Right, and I see Devin gonna reckon. That's why I said the last time I was on Art Man. My prediction is I ain't saying a KO. I do believe it's gonna be a master class, and I believe Brian gonna get hit with shots that he never got hit with, and I do believe he gonna get hurt a couple times. But it's because of that lunging, like you said. Devin Haney is a master boxer. He good at manipulating distance, and he pick up patterns. Once he pick up the pattern of you wanting to get off certain shots with certain lunges, and make no mistake, Bill Haney is one of the best coaches it is studying somebody and finding out their tendencies for fight night. And that lunging stuff he do is gonna get him countered all night. I promise you, he gonna get countered all night with that lunging.
Yeah, I got Devin Haney winning by decision, but I wouldn't be surprised if Brian Norman catch him, and that's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I just don't
Brian,
Yeah,
want
and
Devin to
and
get
that
no
and that,
fight.
I feel like that's what's making this fight interesting, and that's why you'll never hear me get mad at people talking about, oh, why you think Brian Norman gonna win? I ain't mad at nobody picking Brian Norman because that's the type of shit I want as a boxing fan, for a fighter to fight somewhere where people think he might lose the fucking fight.
Right.
It's so crazy, right? That my man just said that about Devin getting caught because that's what they banking on. I
They
also
banking
see
on that.
I also seen Wilder catch Fury twice and Fury get up and knock him out.
I
So
mean,
don't
Fury is
bank
a
on that
different.
shit though.
He
hey,
a
I
different
ain't
type of
banking
dude.
on it. Hey, look, I'm glad you brought that up. Art gonna get mad about the
Nah.
comparison.
You can bring up whatever, nigga. I'm a grown ass man. But my thing
Yeah,
is,
yeah.
you can't really compare Fury to a lot of these niggas because niggas don't have the type of recovery time that this nigga Fury have.
You're right. But while I'm
He's
saying that
saying
is
he's saying that Devin can get up and still win the fight. Is what he's saying. He putting him
Oh,
in
he
every
could,
go.
yeah. If he knocks him down, and let's say
Yeah,
he knocked him down late in the fight,
because he
yeah,
got up. He
he can
showed he
still
got
win up and
resolve
win,
against
get up and win
Ryan.
on points. But then that nigga's gonna be like, damn, I want to see that rematch.
Hey,
it ain't
because
gonna
even though
So
I give him shit about the Ryan fight, he won the outside the knockdowns. Devin Haney really maintained, control of that fight for the most part. You feel me?
that's
And
what
even
kind of
when he
remind me of
got
that
down,
Nate Down fight a little bit, low key,
Yeah.
just a little bit.
Now
Not
look,
all.
y'all say if Devin go down late, with people gonna want to rematch. I'm gonna tell you what's actually gonna happen. If Devin can dominate the whole fight, 11 rounds. If Devin go down in the 12th round and still win on points, the whole world gonna say he really lost the fight. That's what's going. That's the reality of what happened. Devin Haney will dominate the whole fight, get caught by Brian Norman. Whether he get knocked down or not, if Devin Haney get visibly hurt by Brian Norman, the whole world will say that Brian Norman actually
Won
won
the
the fight.
fight. Like the Linares fight. They still be spinning that Linares clip. I'm like, y'all know Devin won this fight like 11. Really, he really
Right.
won. He
12.
even won
He
the round that
watched
he
them.
got hurt in.
That's like the Lomachenko fight. In the Lomachenko fight, bro, Loma only won 2 rounds clearly, bro. That's the tenth and 11 when he hurt Devin, right? Them 2 rounds he caught Devin good in both of them. Those are the only clear rounds that he won. But what's crazy is the same people that'll tell you that Loma actually beat Devin are the same ones that'll tell you that Tank and Lamont was a real draw. It's like, what do you mean, bro? Like Tank got dominated by Roach.
eliminated.
Bro, it's crazy.
I'm that guy, actually.
That's what I was saying. I was just about to say you got that nigga on the planet right now.
Yeah, I'm here right now. Everything you said, I'm that guy.
That's crazy, bro.
Straight
That's oh,
up.
let me say this right quick. Let me say this right quick. I was talking to I was watching Greg Hackett and Cigar Talk. They broke down the Lamont Roach fight, Lamont Roach and Tank fight, right? Now, mind you, I'm watching shit. We all in the chat getting mad, bro. Like they watching it round for round, and these niggas giving Tank phantom rounds. And guess how they scoring the fight? They not even scoring the fight based off landed punches, my nigga. They scoring the fight off energy. A nigga's like, yeah, Tank presence right there gave him that one for me. It's like, bro, y'all just making up reason to get this nigga around. He getting dominated.
But a lot of these rounds, a lot of them rounds was separated by one or two punches. There wasn't a lot going on in them rounds to where either man was either dominating. So they are called swing rounds. So
I
if you
call
could,
that bullshit. I call
That's
bullshit.
bullshit.
no, they
You
wasn't
can only
dominating.
go off the
Neither
punches
man
that
was
was
Roach
landed,
dominating
bro.
dominated
rounds.
No,
that
I
dude.
know. I hear you. I hear you, Blunts. I definitely hear you.
Yeah, man.
But
You could.
you know what separated Roach, in my opinion, was the back half of the fight. It's like for you guys to have those close swing rounds in the beginning, and then Roach come out and basically dominate the back half of the fight and make you fucking take a knee.
Yeah, he
He
dropped him.
won. He
Yeah,
basically
he
won
made him
that
take a
fight.
knee.
And I'm not
Yep.
Well, the
saying
crazy
that Tank got
thing
his
is,
ass completely beat, but on a good, he just lost. He just lost the
well,
fight.
Yeah, I just
That's
don't
what
man,
it
think
is
at
I
for
don't
the end
me.
of
think
the
either
fight,
man dominated that fight to warrant, like I say. So I can see anybody picking their sides, but to act like he was just dominated is just absurd. I would never say he
hey,
dominated Roach. I
I'll
would
tell you right
just,
now, if it
you know
ruled
what I
in Tank's
mean?
favor, that would have been bad, real
Hey,
bad.
at the end of the fight, though, after they got through critiquing it, they both came up to the conclusion that Roach won. They was neither one of them had a draw either. No matter any breakdown I seen of that fight, when people because I only three people I seen do it is them two and BFTB. But everybody that broke down that fight came to the conclusion that Roach won. It was nobody broke that fight down in slow motion, round by round, and had Tank winning at all or a draw at all.
Yeah, I say I always maintain this. Tank is actually lucky to get that draw, in my
Right.
opinion.
It's one of them you gave him every round you could give him type shit. You know what I'm saying? But I just can't
Yeah,
say,
at the end of the night,
I
there
could
just
see a
wasn't enough
motherfucker
rounds. The
saying
shit's
that.
over. You didn't pick
Yeah.
up the pace. You should have. Like, why didn't you pick up
Yeah,
the
that's why I
pace?
don't get,
Like,
people go there about the fight. I don't even argue back because everybody got their opinion, you know what I'm saying? And it was a lot, you could weigh it how you wanted to weigh it for real. Because Roach did do good work. He did do a lot of countering it, made Tank look foolish at times, you know what I'm saying?
that
But I
counter
did
right
see,
hand, man. I
man,
ain't gonna lie. He wrote
it
the
was
blue.
vicious. It
That's
was
the
so,
blue.
the
I ain't
short
gonna lie. That
guard,
might
the
be the blueprint.
man.
That might be the blueprint. That
Yeah,
might be the
that
blueprint.
inside work was, man, and that's why it would be interesting to see him fight Shakur, like, cause Shakur would do that on another level too. You know what I mean?
I
Like
know,
just,
and the size, man. Looking at it remind me of like some Mike Tyson shit, in my opinion, a little bit, because it's like you realize, like, oh shit, this guy's actually pretty fucking small
yeah,
compared to
Hey,
this
yeah.
guy. So
you
it's
know
like,
some
imagine if
crazy
he fight
go.
fucking Shakur, he really gonna look small.
You
He
know some
gonna
crazy
get
shit
whooped,
that
dog.
everybody looked past. That dude stood in front of Tank Davis the whole fight, and then Tank Davis landed them double jabs, and that man ate that shit with no problem. See, the thing is, what we look past is Tank was actually taking VADA testing. So my thing, if Lamont Roach was at a smaller weight class, can stand in front of you, where your power go, bro? Was it the steroids? What's really going on? Where is his power?
Um, Tank ain't on
I'm just
no
asking you a
steroid.
question. Nobody else
The
stood in
power
front of
the
Tank
power was
Davis.
still there. The power was still there.
How are man? He hit him
The
twice in
power.
his face with the shit that knocked other dudes out, and the man walked it off and kept coming forward.
But you know what the difference
I've
is?
seen Roach get hit with that stun, and his ass, he a smart boxer, his ass fucking basically recovered by switching over, pivoting, and still boxing. He wasn't sitting looking like he was fucking about to fall out.
Well, the thing
He
about
just
Roach
pivot
is
away, and
the thing about
I
Roach, the
forgot which
difference
round it
between
was. It was
Roach.
like fucking round. He hit this nigga with Roach with like a good shot, and Roach sat there. He took that shit and he pivoted out, and he
He
still
doubled up
maintained
though, Art
distance.
man. He
What I
doubled
was
that
gonna
shit
say,
up.
what I was gonna say is that the reason I think my opinion is why it didn't knock Roach out like everybody else. Roach is more of this. He had more defensive discipline than everybody Tank fought. Usually when Tank catch these dudes, bro, they chin is just sitting there. They don't know it's coming. They get set up, walk right into it. Even the stuff that Tank landed on Roach, Roach had some idea that it was coming, and he took some measure to take something off it. Roach didn't get hit flush with nothing. Everything he got hit with, he tried to react to it. Meaning, what I'm trying to tell y'all is, sometimes a punch can hit you and you don't know it's coming at all, and your chin is there to absorb all of it. Sometimes though, when you defensive, you anticipating getting hit, and you know the punch coming, there are things you do to take something off it, like flinch, turn your head, try to get your arms up. Roach did that
Yeah,
all
yeah,
night.
it was never a shot that he didn't see coming, like a Leo Santa Cruz, a
Yeah,
Frank Martin type of KO.
What
yeah, he
about
saw
that?
he
But
saw them all.
I still feel like he hit him with a good shot though, but it didn't
What
really
about
fuck
the
him up
double
like that.
jab that he caught him with? The double jab straight down the pipe. He hit him twice.
Tank
Bow,
ain't not
bow.
is Tank knocking niggas out with jabs?
Yeah, you can't do that. Like you can't
I seen it.
generate power from something
He
like that.
knocked the boy out. What's the boy named Frank Martin out with that same fucking hit? Knocked him smooth the fuck out.
Oh
He a
no, he
south he
stepped
a
into that.
southpaw, so
He stepped into
that's a
that.
straight power hand right there. He hit him with.
No, what he hit Frank with was different than what he caught Roach with. What he hit Frank with, he set Frank up. Frank's jaw was sitting there, and he stepped into it. He leaned into it. He didn't get to lean into no punches on Roach.
Okay, I say this.
Nothing like
Let me get this one off too. Let me get this off real fast. I got Jake Paul stopping this dude in 6 rounds.
hell. I hope that shit don't happen.
I
I
got
don't
Jake
think so.
Paul
I don't want to
knocking
see
this
that.
nigga out, ass in the air, booty in the air, in 6.
I don't
I
think so.
don't.
I think
I
that
don't
shit
think.
might be one of them. That shit might be one of them little rig fights. I'm gonna keep it 1,000.
Yeah, the reason I don't think he gonna do it is because Tank Davis, bro, it's not his style to go into a fight that he don't know he gonna win. It's not his style.
So you think that he gonna beat Jake Paul? This man Jake Paul. Well, they tried to get it at 175. That's
Yeah,
way
you
too
know what I
big.
think? I know what I think he gonna do.
He
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 gonna
outpoints
probably
him,
box
just
him.
gonna
man. He
outbox him
outpoints
He
him.
gonna box
and
Yeah.
him.
just throw crazy overhand rights whenever Jake get close.
Right. He gonna
Yeah, he
box
gonna
him. He gonna tie
outbox him,
Jake up.
man.
We talking about a man that's 5'5" over a man that's 6'1".
Yeah,
But a
look at
skill,
Floyd
but a
versus
super
Logan
skilled
Paul.
boxer. Yeah, man, super skilled, dog. That ain't happening.
Yeah,
He
look at
Tank
Floyd
Davis
versus
is
Logan
Tank
Paul. Y'all
Davis
remember
is
that fight?
not Tank Davis is not Floyd Mayweather.
Floyd
Nowhere
damn
near
near.
him.
And
Floyd
Jake
damn
Paul
near.
is
It's
who? You
And
know
yeah,
what
that's
I'm
what I'm
saying?
saying.
Floyd is
Look,
bigger. And Floyd,
hold on. Let me cook real quick, my brother. Let me cook real quick.
go ahead, go ahead.
The reason why I'm bringing up that fight is I'm not saying that Tank is Floyd Mayweather, but nigga, Tank is a Floyd Mayweather in skills comparison to motherfucking Jake Paul. Like, what we talking about here? And the fact that Jake Paul's big, that don't mean nothing. This chance still gonna be there. Floyd damn near knocked out this nigga Logan Paul, and Logan Paul is not even fucking. He ain't a boxer. Floyd is not a fucking puncher at that age. That nigga touched his chin. That nigga damn near about to fall out. Floyd had to catch that nigga. You don't think Tank can hit this nigga Jake with an overhand that might fuck buzz him a little bit, or have him thinking, "Oh shit, I'm not gonna run up on him and get hit with that shit again."
We
Art
Yeah,
seen
man,
I
them
believe
niggas
that.
knock
Art
out
man,
big
are you
men.
your brother? Are you your brother, Art man? Are you and your brother the same person?
No, I'm saying, but did you not hear my comparison? I'm saying in comparison to skills, Floyd Tank is like a fucking Floyd Mayweather compared to
To Jake
The
Paul.
Jake Paul.
Agreed.
Yeah, I don't believe Tank coming into this fight to knock Jake out, bro. You know, now I ain't gonna lie. If he coming to knock Jake out, that's gonna give Jake chances to knock him out. And I don't
Oh
think
yeah,
Tank gonna take that chance. I don't think he gonna take that chance. I think he gonna box him.
Tank is, niggas talking about niggas be running in the ring. Tank really be running in the ring like niggas don't be acting like he don't be doing that shit. He's gonna box before he banging out with you. He's gonna fucking box to see where you at with it first.
Running?
Right. They
When I
call
say
it
running,
downloading
when I say
information.
running,
They call
I'm
it
I
not
know
saying
what
downloading
you
information.
I
I'm
know
not
what you
saying
mean.
like
Or I'm
running.
just
I'm
fucking
saying
with you,
like
gang. I know
boxing.
what you mean.
He's gonna box. He's gonna box. He's gonna use
Yeah,
his
I'm just
toes.
fucking
He's
with
gonna
you.
use his feet. He's gonna use lateral movement. He ain't gonna
Agreed.
just go in there and bang it out in the middle like T.O. did with Cambosis. You know what I'm saying? In the
Yeah, they
first
call
fight,
it download. They
with it
call it downloading information when
downloading
Tank do
data
it.
when white
So
people do it.
can I play devil's advocate and just ask a panel of purists that if he does win and come back to fight these guys, will y'all give him props for that, or just is I'm done with Tank for this and I'm done with him? If he come back and fight a Shakur, does he still get the props from y'all, or this is y'all
Nah,
done with
yeah,
him?
he'll get. Of
Yeah.
course, he'll get the props.
Okay.
But I just feel like that's highly unlikely, especially if he moves up to any way higher than 147. I don't think he's gonna jump into a fire with motherfucking Shakur and Haney. Imagine Haney goes in there and beats motherfucking Norman 11 rounds to 1, or even stops him. You think Tank gonna be fresh to fight him, nigga? Hell no.
Hell no. That's why Tank had a nervous breakdown when Devin beat the fuck out of Regis.
Nigga said blame Snack.
What are we blaming Snack for?
That's what Tank said. Tank said you got to get Snack out of boxing. When he seen Devin go to 140 and dismantle Regis, he said get Snack out of boxing.
Oh man, and everybody go along with what this little midget say, huh? This little midget bitch say, huh?
Hey,
That's
hey, hey, hey,
fucking
hey, hey,
crazy.
hold on, my brother Drico in the chat. Drico in the chat. He said you can run all night, but Norman wins by KO in 5 rounds.
Tell him that's
Bet.
fine. Tell him to put his money on it, and tell him we gonna send it to you, Art man. Tell him to put 1,000 on it right now. We gonna send it to your cash
Right,
app.
right. Send it to my cash out. I'll hold it
Money
for y'all.
talk. I like
Yeah,
Yo,
I'll
it.
hold it,
Drico,
nigga,
nigga.
put
hey,
a
I'll send it to
thousand
the
on it.
winner.
Yeah,
yo,
put a
Art,
stack on it.
the same way he pulled up in your chat and did that drive-by comment, he gonna after Devin win, he gonna say Brian Norman wasn't shit. He gonna say the same thing. He gonna send a message. And he gonna say, yeah, Brian Norman was trash to begin with. That's what he gonna. That's gonna be the
Bro,
next message you get for him.
I'm old enough to remember when Regis was considered like top tier. Like what?
Right,
Now I need you
Was
talk
he
about Regis,
considered
nigga
top
said,
tier when he lost
yeah,
against
because
Josh Taylor?
when he fought Josh Taylor, niggas was like, damn, I
He
ain't gonna lie,
lost.
he really won that fight.
No, he put up a good fight, but he fucking lost.
He really won that fight. And then he went on to knock niggas out afterwards. Knocked out
right,
in Dangu and all them other niggas.
right.
Knocked them niggas out. He was
Yeah, I
knocking the
never had him high elite like that, but I feel you. Some
but he
people
was
did put the sauce
let's
on
be
it.
real.
Yeah, some people
There
did
was a
put some
point in
hype on
time,
it.
let's be real. There was a point in time where niggas didn't want that smoke with him for real. They
Right,
ain't,
right,
even your man Tank, he had options to fight that nigga or fight motherfucking Barrios.
right.
Regis had a
Yeah,
Barrio.
world title. Regis had a world title. That same WBC strap. He had that shit twice.
and
The
Tank
first
didn't want no smoke
Tank
because
said, nah. And
Regis,
Regis was saying, what's up? Let's make it happen. I'm free.
right.
You know, fights don't get made like that, but all right, you know, it's deeper than that. But all right, I feel you.
I
I
know,
can hear
but the
that
Barrios
argument
fight got made because Barrios, you know, he
because he
ready.
PBC.
PBC. I
Like
know,
all
Barrios.
them
right?
niggas do. Like all them niggas do. All these in-house fights, man. It's rare. That's why you get props to Devin Haney for moving around, being independent and doing what he got to do. Because that shit be,
Would
you
you?
know, that shit don't be cut and dry like that. But I feel what y'all saying.
I
No,
see
we
Bro,
gonna
what you're
concede
Devin a
saying.
that.
real trendsetter, bro. Like
That's why I fuck
let's
with
keep
that.
it a
I was
stack.
about to say,
Devin a
I
And
ain't
that's
trendsetter,
not
dog.
and that's not easy to do, bro. Like that's not easy to do. And that's why most fighters, like you see Norman just re-signed with Top Rank and they don't even have a network deal. Like he understand that
that
I
shit's
gotta
so
be
wild. That shit's so
no
wild, man.
because you know they gonna land on their feet somewhere. You know, yeah, you know, they gonna land somewhere, bro. I don't know where,
I
but they
know.
gonna land
His
somewhere.
pops talking a good game, but they know just in case this shit don't go right, we still gonna need that
Yeah,
back
we
end,
gonna need
baby.
somewhere because it's hard to be Devin and be independent and have the opportunities that he had. Like, you know, that shit, you know, even though he had to concede at times to get where he wanted to get, but like I say, you know, that shit ain't, you know, these fights don't be cut and dry. But I feel what y'all saying. Oh, yeah, you know, Tank ain't fought no 50-50 yet. And it's looking like he probably ain't gonna do it after this. But I'm just hoping that you bring some attention back to America and go fight these niggas, man. You know what I'm saying? Because boxing dying, bro. And this is another reason why, because we getting these
This nigga
circus
Tank
shows.
basically a Harlem Globetrotter of boxing.
Nah, see, there go the sauce, man.
See, my
Nah,
thing is this
hey,
though. This is my whole thing, right? This is my whole thing. First of all, let me just get this off. I would never have a respect for Tank when he after he ducked Devin. I'm good off that, nigga. Once you a duck, you always a duck. I'm cool off you, bro.
He
That nigga
ducked Devin.
yeah,
Cambosis called you out. Cambosis tried to give you a shot, nigga, at fake undisputed, and you didn't want. You like fuck them belts, so I'll never have respect for Tank Davis. Second of all, this is my thing. This is what y'all not understanding. I got Devin knocking Brian Norman out in 7. That's why he signed back with
Mm.
Top Rank. I got him knocking him out
Yeah.
faster, bigger, and stronger.
Who was
That's
he knocked
Devin
out
Haney.
though recently?
Faster, bigger, stronger.
Who is Devin last knockout?
I can't tell you that, but I can tell you he sent everybody to the hospital with something broken on their rib cage, and it's hard to break a nigga ribs. That's all I can tell you.
He's a sharp shooter, but he ain't
Is it
knocking that man out in no
is
7
it hard to
rounds, bro.
break? Is it hard to break bones, brother? Is it hard for a human to break another human's bones? Is it hard to do that? It is hard. Let's say that it is hard. So when he's breaking motherfuckers' bones and shit in a rib cage, Man, come holler at me. He sent niggas to the hospital.
And
I
you
can tell
know,
you that.
okay, I definitely hear you. And you know what I've been saying though? Now he's fighting at a weight class where he don't have to drain himself at.
It's
So I
only
Right.
wouldn't
one
be
power.
surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if he is able to hurt Brian Norman. Like that's not. It wouldn't be shocking
No, it ain't shocking. It wouldn't be shocking. It wouldn't
because
be
let's be
shocking, but
real.
not
I've seen.
yeah,
I've
hurt.
seen Norman. Norman took a lot of shots from Santillan, like some ugly, like accidental shots, like shots that you know what I'm saying, that you need somebody that's elite. They'd have been blocked that shit or got out the way out of that. Now, Dev is somebody that's well calculated, like you said, a sharpshooter. He's not going to be throwing shots by accident that's going to be landing. He's going to throw the shots that he knows is going to land on you. So I wouldn't be
Right.
surprised if Norman actually does get dropped. Look how he did Regis, bro. That straight right hand down the pipe. Dev looked right at Regis and threw that shit fast.
You know what's crazy about that art man? Because he did that to Regis. When he constantly hurt Regis with an extra 5 pounds. Imagine what he gonna do now with an extra 7 pounds.
And he ain't know how niggas say he rehydrate, nigga. He gonna rehydrate to whatever, and that
Do
skill
y'all
gonna
Right.
be
think
with
Norman
there.
is a better fighter than Prograis?
At
No,
this point, in,
Prograis
at,
is
at
way
this point
better.
of his career, yeah. But in their primes, I don't know yet. I don't think so yet. But
Okay.
that will be determined November 22nd.
But
I
who
think
Uh,
has
Regis do
Norman
some stuff
fought
better
for
than
you to
Norman. I
say
think
that
Regis
though,
do
art
some stuff
man?
better than Norman though. Like
Who
I
has
think
he
Norman.
fought?
But all right, Regis. Look at what Devin did to Regis. Regis is actually better at cutting the ring off than Brian Norman. And look what Devin did to Regis. The same person that they banking on going to be able to cut the ring off. Regis is actually better at cutting the ring off and working behind his jab than Brian Norman Jr.
I
And he
I
couldn't
don't
touch
think
that.
a young Brian Norman Jr. at the same age Regis was going to be able to beat Josh Taylor at 140. I don't think so.
mm, I don't know.
Hey, Arman, log this in. You see how it was a debate if Regis beat what's the boy named Josh Taylor? It was a debate. It wasn't no motherfucking debate after the Devin Haney fight with Regis Prograis. Wasn't no debate at all.
Not a bait, and not at all. Now you couldn't even call for a rematch. If you say that's why when he's talking about rematch, you want to fight Devin Haney again, niggas is laughing like, boy, you
Yeah,
crazy?
that's him. Yeah, you need
Are
to
you
sit
crazy?
down. Or earn that shot. If you earn that shot, then get it back. You know what I'm saying? But off the break, just calling for it, you don't
And my
deserve it,
brother
my nigga.
Blunts, you know what niggas in boxing, they always talk about KO ratios. Nobody talks about Devin's UD ratio. There's a high possibility that you can lose this fight by a lot of rounds, nigga, against this guy.
That's what
Right.
I got it. That's where that's my call on it. I got Devin by UD easy.
Yeah,
You
that's
know
what
what
I'm
I'm saying?
saying.
Like,
Based off the history, I think Dev might just UD this kid, and he might say, I fought the best of them. I went out there and fought Dev.
but as the
I
gambling
and he
man,
and
I'm
What
I'm
Dev
betting
told
on the
Regis,
knockout.
what Dev told Regis, Regis told Dev, no, Dev told Regis. He said, man, after this fight, you're gonna tell the world that you underestimated me. You didn't know I was good, and that's exactly what that
Right.
nigga did.
Right.
He said if he was a gambling man,
The
he betting on the
pattern.
knockout. Don't bring
But
your
listen,
ass to Vegas with that
But listen,
mentality right there.
the pattern that is showing with Devin is this. Why I believe it's going to be a UD. Whenever Devin trying to make a statement, whether it was fighting Cambosis for the first time to try to be undisputed, or moving up for the 140 the first time to get a belt, and even now, Devin always choose to go the route where he don't leave it up to chance. He is looking for a landslide victory to make a statement. He did that to beat Cambosis to get the belt. He made sure it wasn't close. When he fought Regis, he made sure it wasn't close. When he go to fight Brian Norman Jr., he is not going to risk it to prove a point. He is going to make sure it's not close to make
Don't
sure he get
forget
the belt.
Loma. Don't forget
After
Loma. He
that
did the
cheating
same
shit
thing to
with
Loma.
Ryan,
Yeah,
after that cheating shit with Ryan, I feel like Devin Haney, he's not gonna be on that same I'm a try to bang it out with this nigga in the middle of the ring type of shit no more. It
right,
might be on some I'm gonna hit this nigga and fucking move. I'm gonna hit this nigga, embarrass this nigga in front of everybody, and leave this with a clean face.
right. I always say that, bro.
That's
Take the KO if you can. Like if it's there,
that's
take it. Don't
exciting
force
for
it.
you guys.
I like it.
I don't want to see that
I like
Ramirez shit he
outside
just did,
fighting.
man. I don't
I
want to
like
see.
outside
I
fighting.
hope he don't
So
fight like he fought against Ramirez, bro.
He
My
That's
just
all.
worked
my
Ramirez
favorite
for
Devin
12
fight
rounds. What
was
are you
that
talking about?
my
That shit was
favorite
trash though, dog. Give me
To
something,
you.
man.
To you and the
I
casual
know
fans
that's
that
my
don't know what
fucking
y'all looking
nigga.
at.
I'm a nigga. Hey, look, brother.
You didn't know what
I
you
ain't
was
call you a
seeing.
casual fan. I could call it boring if I say
Hold on,
it's
whoa, whoa,
boring
whoa,
to
but
me.
I didn't know
It's to
casual was a
me.
disrespectful word to you, brother.
I
I
mean, casual is
apologize.
like I'm here with
Brother,
you, bro. We
I
talking deep
didn't know
boxing.
I
I'm just
did
saying
not
to
know
me
that
on
that was
my
disrespectful
entertainment,
for you.
it's demeaning. You know what I'm saying? But
My
because I'm curious,
apologies.
you my all love, bro. I'm just
My
saying
apologies.
it wasn't entertaining. You know what I mean? I hope he doesn't
My
fight him like
apologies,
that
brother.
because that's not entertaining for me. I hope he go in there and show the ski.
I can't hear you. I think you went out, or is that me that went out?
Nah, it's cool. It's
No, that
cool.
was
Like
me. That was me. I'm just saying. I just hope he just put pause on him and show there's levels to this shit and stand there and trade sometime and don't do the 12 rounds of that. That's all I'm asking for. You
right,
feel
and
me?
I'm with
But
you. Hey, I'm
I
with you because I don't think he necessarily gonna do what he did against Ramirez. Because again, me knowing Devin and Bill, they know that if that fight got that much backlash, they not gonna do it the exact same way. I predict more like a Regis Prograis performance, where Devin is taking chances, but they very calculated. And the name of the game and the game plan is still not to let Regis touch us at all.
and I
I
like what
believe,
he did against Progress. That was master classy. I like that type of work. Like that's what I'm saying. Like that's
yeah,
all I'm saying. Yeah.
that's what I
understand that,
think.
but I don't care how he do it, whether it be knockout,
Yeah.
TKO, unanimous decision, split decision, nigga, just win, baby, like Al
Yeah, I
Davis.
feel
Just
that.
win.
I feel that. I respect that.
Now,
I
if I
respect.
don't want you to hit me, you're not gonna hit me. Pure point blank. Like, and I'm on Haney. Like, if I don't want you to touch me, bro, you're not gonna touch me, and I'm gonna
Hey,
wash you.
did y'all watch his? Did y'all watch Devin last interview he did with Akim Barak?
I hate those dudes, bro. I can't stand them. I can't even listen to them,
They
bro.
did
Man,
good, bro.
man.
They asked. I don't know they stance on Devin. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know they past
They
opinions. But
haters, bro. They're
in
haters.
this interview, they kept it real respectful, dog. They did. You know what I'm saying? And they asked the
But
You mean
question.
the
this
last
one?
guy, I genuinely did not know who he was. So you saying in the eye test? What does the eye test tell you? That
Yeah,
he's good, or it's just maybe it's his opponents? I think that you put Teofimo in with those guys. Teofimo do the same thing. You put anybody in there with those same guys, you're gonna do the same thing. I never heard of any of these guys. Right. So I've been doing this. I've been doing this at the highest level
Who
for
he
how long?
referring to?
I
Talking about Brian
talking
Norman.
about Brian Norman opponents.
it's hard. It's hard for me to really rate him because I don't know any of the guys he beat. Right.
Okay, okay.
I never.
That nigga said, I know I've been boxing all my life. I've watched boxing. I generally do not know who are these niggas that he done beat.
Right,
And
Hey,
and
right.
no,
and
that's
that's a
real
That's
shit.
fact.
He
crazy.
probably ain't lying. Yeah, he probably ain't lying because I ain't heard them niggas
I
neither
ain't heard of
now.
these niggas at all.
What
It's a
stood out to
different when
me?
you move up in competition. It's a big difference when you move up in competition,
But you
bro.
know,
Hey,
everybody gonna get their some people don't get their
And then,
opportunity.
bro, I'm just
Hey,
gonna say everybody
to
journey
the brother
different.
that was saying, I brought that interview up because the brother that was saying that he felt like his Ramirez performance was boring. He actually talked about that. They asked him. He said, "Man, do you think like you could have did more?" Devin was like, "Yeah." He said after the fight, bro, I was kind of mad because it was like, man, I could have punched on him way more. But he said I just stuck to the game plan. The reason I brought that up to you is because Shane Mosley, who was in that camp, told the whole world like y'all don't know Devin, the Devin I seen, what he capable of. He said, so before the fight, he said, y'all don't know. He said, Devin gonna show y'all something. He said, he way better than what y'all think. After the fight, Shane Mosley was mad. He was like, man, he didn't do none of the shit we practiced in training camp. Well, I brought that up to let you know that what you seen against Ramirez was directly from Bill Haney telling him to fight like that to make sure they made it to the Ryan Garcia fight. That is not all Devin have at this point. That was a game plan to move that much, bro. Like what I'm saying is, don't look at that and think, oh, this Devin Haney, bro, he just a runner now. Like, no, bro, like Devin Haney, that was specific. They didn't take Ramirez serious. They needed to get back to the Ryan Garcia fight. So the plan was to go in here, don't let Ramirez touch you at all, win and fight Ryan Garcia.
And
So
see,
don't,
and
yeah,
that could very well be true. But on the flip side, one can interpret that like my man shell shocked from what happened and wasn't trying to engage. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that might be true. You know what I'm
See,
saying? But
I
they
understand
asked him that.
why people may
but
try to
who's going to
believe.
admit that though? Who's going to
Hold on,
really?
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold
My
on. My
bad. Go
thing,
ahead.
my thing is, I can understand why people may believe that. Yeah, Dev might be shell shocked or whatever, but I can see if this was not a fight coming off like a year layoff, you know what I'm saying? And this guy just now jumped back in there and he barely won the fucking fight. he didn't barely win the fight. He won every single round of the fight. I can see if he won that, even if he won that fight fucking 9 rounds to motherfucking 2 or whatever,
3.
or 9 rounds to 3. I
3.
meant, yeah, 9 rounds to 3. I can see if it was like that, but this nigga won every single round. And the only thing y'all can criticize is, well, he didn't throw more punches. So you mean to tell me the nigga looked great? All he had to do is throw more punches? Because
Right.
his
So look,
defense was on point.
No, I'm not negating.
right.
I'm not saying he didn't look good or great, like he did, but I'm just saying that style was very evasive, and
He played it safe.
he was staying the
Yeah.
fuck away. Yeah, and that's that, and like I say, one could wonder if he was shell shocked, and of course nobody's gonna say that. And this is his first time being in the ring since it happened, like so it's not out the
See,
realm of
shell
possibility.
shell shock is like what Tim Zoo did against what's his name, Baccarat. As soon as Baccarat, like he didn't even, I don't even think he hit him. Like they was like in like a clinch or whatever. And then after the clinch, he get the rubbing his head in his face, thinking that he cut, looking
Yeah,
like, oh shit, am I fucking cut right now? Oh shit, that's
Yeah.
shell shock.
he
Or
hit him with some shit though, bro. Like he shocked
no,
him
that
in
was,
the
I'm talking about
ring,
early.
like.
That was early on in the fight. That was early on in the fight,
Yeah,
way
he
before
shot
he.
them in the ring. I'm just talking about like the aftermath of everything that happened. Not, in the ring, out the ring, just thinking about all that and just kind of, you
Sometimes I
know,
feel like that's a little projection though. Like niggas want him to be like that to
no,
get
I'm just saying it's a
they,
possibility. I ain't with the, I want him to feel like that. I'm just saying just as well as they said that was the
because
game plan, one could
I'm old
say
enough to remember.
otherwise.
I'm old enough to remember when niggas was saying, "Oh, I don't want to Wilder in that third fear fight." This is before the third fear fight. There was the build up to it. Niggas was like, "Oh, Wilder, he depressed. He's sad.
Yeah,
He
all
going
that
through the emotions.
bullshit.
He depressed. He about to cry. He losing it right now."
Yeah, I don't know about all
But
Like,
that.
in that
Yeah.
yeah,
interview
you remember
though,
niggas was saying that shit? I know
I
you remember
remember
that
that
shit.
shit.
Yeah,
in
dog,
that
that's
interview,
extreme. People
in that
just
in
take
that
shit to
interview
the
though, bro.
extreme, bro.
But
And
listen, in
niggas
that
was like, "What are you
interview,
talking about? I'm spending time with my family on a vacation. We just made hella money from this
Rich as
fight."
fuck, yeah.
The
in the
fuck?
interview though, in that interview with Akin Barak, Devin answered that question. That's why I said that's a good interview to watch. He answered your question directly. Now I know you say, "Oh, ain't nobody going to admit," but I mean, the best way to get an answer is from the horse's mouth. Because I asked him, he said, "Man, people say you shell shocked." Devin said, "Well, if I'm shell shocked, why would I be fighting the hardest puncher at 147?" He said, "Why would I do that? If I was scared to get hit, why would I choose the hardest puncher in the
100
division to fight?"
I'm
fresh
saying
off a knockout
In the
that gave a nigga
Ramirez fight,
memory
he fought
loss.
like that. Now he might be 100% confident again now after that fight. Like where I'm good. Like that was his fight back. I'm saying in that fight he fought like that. I don't think that's what I'm saying. I'm hoping in this fight he back where he was because I think he could have sat on his punches more and threw more and things of that nature. So
I feel
I
like
was just talking
we
about the
expected
Ramirez
way too
fight.
niggas expected way too much from a nigga coming off a fucking pad sheet law. Like, you know what I'm saying?
And a year
That's way
layoff.
too much.
A,
And a
a
layoff,
year
like,
layoff.
No,
Yeah,
he did what he's supposed to do, bro. Like I ain't one of them. I'm just saying
like you
he
can't
did
tell a
what he's
nigga,
supposed to
"Oh,
do.
you did bad because you won all 12 rounds." That don't even
Yeah,
sound right. What?
definitely not, definitely not.
but the thing is this though, Art man, they gonna criticize the nigga no matter which way he fight. All you need to do is get the win. Fuck how everybody else feel, bruh. Get your win and call that shit a day. It ain't nothing else
Right.
to discuss after that.
I feel
What
that.
if Dev went in there against Ramirez, and let's say he beat Ramirez, but Ramirez sat him on his pockets, like Fulton when he came back. Niggas would be
They
like, "Oh, that
they
nigga's
would have
still
complained
finished.
and said
He's
some
still
bullshit.
cooked. He's done. He's
Yeah, if
done."
he would have got hit, if he would have let Ramirez land too much on him, the same people that's claiming that's what they wanted to see, they would have told you Devin finished. He was trash to begin with. Look how much he got
Yeah,
hit.
you'd have people have definitely ran with that narrative, definitely. You know what I mean? So that's why I say if there was Bill game plan, even to build his son confidence back up to fight like that, I agree with it. I'm just saying the way it looked, it was safe. So that's just all. But he did, like I say, Devin
But the
is an
truth
elite.
be told, he could beat Brian Norman like that. I'm
Right.
Exactly. And
laughing
that's
at.
what I don't want. I want him to beat his ass. I want him to do the more pro grace
But that's
than
why
the Ramirez. You know what I mean?
I'm telling these Norman fans, like these new Norman fans, I'm like, yo, y'all talking about Devin running this shit. Y'all know he could win the fight like that.
Yeah,
But you
keep
know what
that
they
jab
didn't give
out
him
there.
credit for? What they didn't give him credit for is the same people that was saying, "Oh, he was too defensive and all this." They did not give him credit. At first, y'all said, "Oh, he can't get out the way of the left hand." Nobody gave Devin credit for always having his hand up and being wary of the left hand the whole fight against Ramirez and showing people, "I have been practicing on avoiding the left hand." Nobody gave
Bro,
him credit.
it was a punch. He threw the left hook, and I swear on the camera, it kind of looked like Dev got hit with it. But then when they slowed that shit down, this nigga Dev hand was glued to his fucking face. He caught that shit. and
Right.
counting.
Nobody give him
I said,
credit.
oh
Nobody give him
shit.
credit for that. They also got a compilation of all the landed punches by Devin. And though they were few and far in between, when you watch them, the compilation of it, but Devin did some good work in that fight, bro. They were spread out, but when he did let his hands go, he looked good.
Y'all think he
I
faster
agree.
than Norman?
Who, Devin? Yeah,
Yeah.
Devin way faster than Norman, bro. Way faster. Like it's not even. I'm talking about hand speed, movement speed, head speed. Every form of speed, Devin better. Like he faster. Like I gave the comparison. Somebody looked at it like, oh man, I saw Norman explosive. I said, yeah, I'm not lying. I'm not saying he's not. He's an athlete also. He's way more explosive than me. That's for sure. But compared to Devin, he's not. I use the comparison of Jamar Chase is fast, but he is not Tyreek Hill fast.
Y'all gonna
I
have to
think
explain that one.
footwork. I think footwork wise, Devin definitely got him. But hand speed, I don't know him. It's quick, bro. I don't. Yeah, you might be right. Devin probably faster. Yeah, but I know footwork. I know foot wise, Devin is definitely more skilled and faster. But I don't know hand speed.
Yeah, Dev is definitely faster hand speed because I don't. Though they playing footage of that Ramirez fight, they have to really slow it down for you to see the work that Dev was doing.
Right. They got a body shot that Devin threw. Now, mind you, in the fight, right? Usually when I'm watching Devin fight, I see stuff happening, but they got a viral video of Devin ducking under what he faked the jab, but he went to Ramirez's body with a hook. But then Ramirez tried to respond with a left hook. Devin ducked under it and got out before Ramirez knew what happened. Now, when you watched it in the fight, it don't look like nothing, bro. It looked like Devin randomly chose to throw a body punch and barely got out of the way. In slow motion, it shows that Devin sets it up, goes to the body, sees the left hook coming, chose where to go, ducked up under it, and rolled out. He did that shit in milliseconds.
Devin, one of them ones though. Uh,
Oh yeah, that's that left hook. Now with this left hook, brother, he landed. He threw. But look at how, bro. Look at. Did y'all see that
Mm.
millisecond between Devin deciding whether or not I'm gonna throw this left hook? Look how fast he made a decision to throw it. At first, he wasn't gonna throw it. That's fast as hell, bro.
If he would have sat on that shit, he probably would have had him sitting on his pockets. Probably would have threw that nigga into the motherfucking ropes.
Yeah, I contribute that to rust though. You know what I'm saying? Or that's why I say I'm not worried about Devin because what you just showed me just now, that little hesitation and not sitting on it, I think that's rust. I think a Devin that's not
and
out the year for a year
I
would have sat
believe
on
I
it.
believe Shane Mosley. I really do what he said about Dev. How he feels like y'all didn't really see the real Dev. I was watching in the train camp. Y'all ain't see that shit.
and then as you know, like I say, my criticism is not just only not playing it safe, but when you saw you were just in another league, don't get rid of them. You
I
did
feel
what
like
I'm
that's why
saying?
people was
Like,
upset. I feel it was really more of that. Like after the first couple rounds, y'all see like, damn, this nigga Dev is really like faster than this nigga. This nigga's feet way
yeah,
better
this
than
nigga
this
ain't
nigga. You
landed
better
shit,
you
nothing
better
on him.
just go ahead and just put this nigga lights out. But then again, it's like y'all gotta take it to the fact, like, damn, this nigga is coming off a fight where he got cheated and he took a whole year off. When the last time this nigga took a whole year off?
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I
Nah,
mean?
but shout out to
I feel
Dan
like
for
we,
handling
yeah,
it
and
though.
that's why
He,
this
he
Norman fight, I feel like the haters are really setting this nigga Devin up to be big because if he beats Norman convincingly, especially the style that niggas want him to beat him in.
You know what's gonna help Devin though after this win
What?
because really the fans not gonna want to give Devin credit. They hate him, but I think his peers, if he beat Brian Norman Jr., I think his peers gonna really fuck with him, bro. Like I think it's gonna people you thought hate Devin gonna really start giving him
All
respect.
his peers right now, it's like niggas starting to open their eyes or something. A lot of his peers were saying, "Hey, I ain't gonna lie, man. Dev's gonna beat Norman. He's gonna beat
Yeah.
Norman." Everybody's saying even Rolly, a nigga who hate Dev for years. He talking about some man. I ain't gonna lie, you niggas is tripping, thinking this nigga Dev ain't gonna beat Norman. This nigga jab is out of this fucking world, and then the skills
be
too.
and
Like, y'all
because
crazy.
it's Brian Norman considered an elite fighter though too. Like you know what I'm saying? I think he's
It
not
might
there
look like
yet,
a
and this is
sparring
his
match.
roughest. This is his roughest. This is his toughest test to date. You know what I'm
today.
saying?
It's
This
a
is
big
more of a
jump.
I think this is more of a challenge for Norman than it is for Haney. Even though for Haney legacy and what he continuing to do, it's just another good scout. But as far as the for real deal challenge, like I think that's more on Norman, pressure on him for real. Like I mean, of course, Norman can still do what he do, but like I say, Devin Haney elite. I
Let's
don't know how.
let's say what's not being said, but we all know. The fight really depends on what Devin does.
Right. He can control whatever nerdy.
And
Yeah.
am I saying if we all know that, it lets you know that it's not a surprise if this nigga Devin goes there and then beat this nigga ass because it really depends on Dev. If Dev goes in there fighting like a jackass, he gonna get knocked out. But if he goes in there, box and use his legs and you keep his defense on point, it's gonna be an easy night in the house, in the office for him.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree.
It's that simple. But niggas is like, niggas is telling me, y'all niggas just don't know Norman. Y'all just don't know. I'm like, nigga, you don't know. You just heard about this.
Obviously. Yeah, but you know what's dope? He coming off a knockout victory, bruh. I like his energy, bruh. I like what they bring it to the table. It's
Me
good for the
too. That's
sport,
why
bruh. I
I
like what's
can't
going
hate.
on.
I can't
Yeah.
hate Norman. Niggas want me to. They want to make some dude on Twitter want to make it seem like me and Norman just hating on it. I hate Norman. Nah, I ain't nothing like that. This is boxing. We of course we gonna have to pick sides.
And then plus you a big Haney fan, so they gotta, but ain't no hate.
Yeah, like
I
you
do
can't
see
get mad
I
at
do
me for
see the
being a
line.
Haney
You ain't
fan
hating
during
on
this
Norman.
time.
I've seen you hate on the nigga. You don't hate on Norman. You give him his props.
You look. Here's my thing. You can't hate on me for fucking picking Haney in this fight. I've know Haney. I seen this nigga fight at an elite level for years, nigga. I just heard about Norman. But this is the night on November. This could be the night that he can prove to the world that he up there. That's what I love about this sport. Haney can lose. Haney can get knocked out in the first round. That's the type of boxing. That's the type of boxing or type of shit that happens in boxing that
I
shouldn't
think, bro.
surprise anybody.
My bad. You got Bud or Canelo? My bad. I think I've asked you this, but I need the official on the record. Who
Come
you
on, man.
got?
What do you think? What do you
Okay.
think? What do you think? Well, look at
Okay.
the flag in the name, man.
I
Come
know. All right.
on,
I'm
like.
just making sure. I'm just making sure. This
Nah,
is
real
getting
shit. No, and
close.
it's not even just that. I ain't just picking Bud because he's black. I'm picking Bud because he's the more skilled fighter, in my opinion. And I feel
Yeah.
like size do matter in fights, but Bud is an exception because I consider Bud the best fighter in the world.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
only
I
a
dig
certain
it.
few that can say fuck the size. I can still whoop this nigga regardless of the size.
Yeah. And I think Bud not as small as people think neither. You
Yeah,
feel me?
me neither.
I would love to see the punch resistance. Of course, it comes down to that. Because Canelo
Even
will
with that
land.
though, I feel like Bud's smart enough to say, okay, damn, this nigga really is punching. Let me box smart. I'm a box way
No, the
smart.
adjustment can be made, but
That's
will
what
it
I'm
be
saying. I'm
too?
a box way
Will it be
smarter.
too late? Is what
Nah,
I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like, cause you saw with like, and then Bud demeanor is much different than a Charlo. Like when Charlo tasted that power, he got the fuck out of Dodge. You know what I'm saying? Like that was the end of that. Bud ain't gonna go out like that, even if he do get dropped. You know what I'm saying? Bud got some dog in him, man. But
he go box smart. I don't think he gonna be a fool, man.
yeah, I feel that.
And niggas
I
talking about
feel that.
size. It's Bud right now.
Yeah, like you
I
said, I
didn't
don't
see
think
this much. I
size.
didn't see this much training footage from Charlo. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I ain't see this type of raw training footage from Charlo. What I seen from Charlo was him eating them fucking lamb chops with his family after getting out the fucking pool. That's what I seen.
No, I saw Charlo working. I just think it was a tall order when he realized what he was up against. Because as much as
Man,
Canelo,
I think that nigga was doing that. That was if anybody want to talk about a cash grab, nigga, that was that. I feel like he did try in the first round, but after he felt, he said, "Nah, I'm just gonna sit this one out."
yeah, and I don't think Bud got that in him. You know what I mean? And that's
He
where
don't.
I hope Bud don't get knocked out because Charlo was smart enough to stay away, but I don't think Bud to do no shit like that. You know what I mean? And
Bud
like you
wants to
say, he
be
got
considered
more
an
ways to
all-time
win.
great, bro. Bud, y'all don't think Bud hear y'all talking about Anui better than him and Usyk better than him?
Yeah, Usyk.
Yeah, yeah. But
Yeah, I
Bud
feel
here,
it.
I'm pretty sure Bud hears that shit and say, you know what? I want to top all that shit because two-time undisputed just wasn't enough for these niggas. So
That
3 times,
tops everything.
yeah, this time you can't even say Usyk no more. You can't say Usyk no more. You got to say Bud 100%. There's no debate.
Yeah, I get
Especially,
you. Ooh,
especially if he has
Usyk
a
run,
Canelo.
yeah.
Especially if he has, if he has a Errol Spence type of performance he had, man. I
Then
ain't
there's
gonna lie. I was
nothing to
just
be
watching that fight
said.
the other day. I stopped watching the fight and started looking at the people's reaction in the crowd. That was the real catcher right there. Watching the people's reaction, watching that fight, and man,
The Hey, look, the
it was
air was
crazy.
taking out the room, bruh.
It was
Even in
like
my
what?
crib, bruh, niggas was silent like 30 minutes after the fight was over. Niggas was just stunned in silence just because, most of us was rolling with Spence, put big money on Spence, bruh. Like, it
Y'all
just couldn't believe the levels of
skill that was on display
savagery.
that night. I
Yeah,
know.
that was crazy. Like, that Bud special, you know what I'm saying? I'm
I
about
was
to
at.
check up.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
about to
yeah.
check up out of here though, my dog. You know it's always good. You know what I'm saying? We gonna follow up soon because we got some shit coming up, bro. So I'm at you, bro.
Yep. Be smooth. Artmanapparel.com. Best boxing merch in the game. I'm out here as well. Yep.